Welcome to
Stays Crunchy and Milk.
If you have questions or comments, we have multiple ways we can be reached. Twitter is, of course, the best way for those that need instant gratification, and the show's Twitter feed is at SkimPod, SKIMPOD.
Stays Crunchy.
For the more patient amongst you, the email address for the show is podcast@stayscrunchyandmilk.com. Crunchy again being spelled with a K.
Crunchy.
Hey, feel free to give us a call at 216-264-6311. That's 216-264-6311.
Stays Crunchy and Milk.
We're available by Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher Radio, anywhere fine podcasts are available. And of course, it's the website, stayscrunchyandmilk.com. Please rate, review, subscribe, and share wherever possible, including on YouTube, where we can now be found at Stays Crunchy. And over on Twitch, we're still Stays Crunchy and Milk. Our personal Twitters are
Tatum216,
Lunchbox2099,
The Real ODP.
and I'm your host, the Internet's Tayrell713.
Stays Crunchy. Stays Crunchy. Stays Crunchy. Stays Crunchy. Stays Crunchy. Stays Crunchy.
Oh my gracious, it has been a long time coming, but indeed a cookie gonna come. We have some Oreos to try for the first time in a while. Don't get it twisted, I did have the 100th birthday Oreos, and we're going to eat them, and we were going to try them on the show. They were distributed and so forth. It just, we waited, and just never did it. And so they got 8. They were tasty, but not review worthy, simply put. I can tell you that from reminiscing on that particular brand of cookie. Let me pull my mic a little bit toward me. But we got a fresh set. And this time around, we are trying the limited edition Neapolitan Flavor Cream Oreo, which is the first ice cream flavor they've done in some time. And
I have to say, during our early days when we tried ice cream berry burst Oreos, still my fucking favorite. Probably one of the first cookies ever in my life. Oreos in my life that I just fucking wrecked. Like when I was little, Oreos were a thing that we didn't buy in the house. But when I tried those ice cream berry burst Oreos, man, my poop was so brown. I don't think I probably ate a whole package in sitting, but probably pretty close.
Nice. I have no idea why in my mind I did not realize these were a triple layer. So just like the red, white, and blue ones we've tried in the past. So that'll be fun. That's a good seal. Cookies look good. Good look.
I haven't had an Oreo in quite some time.
Yeah, we are out of Oreo shape. They smell quite chocolatey to me. I don't know what y'all picking up on. From the package, they smell quite chocolatey.
Well, I got to be honest with you guys. I bought a package of these, and then my son got very upset that he couldn't have any. So I bought another package of these so they could eat some. And this package I'm currently eating is the package that was already open. So these bitches might be a little bit stale.
Man, that strawberry is hard.
Nice.
I know it's strawberry, but that shit mixed together, it's a coconutty vibe to me.
I'm not really getting the waffle cone flavor cookie. I mean, it's like, it definitely isn't a normal Oreo cookie, but I don't know, maybe it's not really screaming waffle to me, but
yeah, I mean, it's just that there's a waffle press on the cookies, which I've taken a picture of, and I'll probably put that up for the patrons to see. It tastes just like the graham Oreo, the one they use when they make the s'mores. So it's not out of pocket.
I have to say, though, the flavors are there. I'm getting chocolate, I'm getting strawberry. The vanilla is a little hidden in the middle, but
yeah,
it's definitely there.
It always is, though. And that definitely tastes like Neapolitan ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you done had it every damn birthday party you went to when you was younger. Somebody got a big old bucket.
You're in the bucket right now.
Mm-hmm. That's nice.
That's how you knew you were at a birthday party where they were trying to save on costs. I mean, shit. I bought a bucket of cookies and cream from Sam's Club 2 days ago. Same thing. It was like
You can
$6.
see this cookie was flipped. The proper side on the Oreo side, but the waffle cone side did get flipped. It's always a bit of quality control with the limited edition ones. I think they rush them so much that accidents happen.
I wonder how much quality control actually goes into quality control when it comes to Oreos.
I don't know what anything at this point because it's so many like Capri Suns got recalled recently because there might be cleaner in them. I feel like everybody. I feel like this pandemic took out so many people that they can't. That a lot of people don't have the job no more. You know.
Yeah. So this cookie, the flavors are out of order. This one's got chocolate, then strawberry in the middle, and then vanilla on the outside.
Somebody needs to be fucking fired.
Same thing with this cookie. And this one. This whole row must have been that way.
So what's the order you think? Are they supposed to be in?
On the pack, it's chocolate on the outside, vanilla in the middle, and strawberry on the other side.
Oh, yeah. So same one for this one. Chocolate at the bottom, strawberry middle, vanilla on the outside.
Yeah, now that I'm looking at it, they're all like that.
Yeah. So they've lied. They just lied on this package. Oh, no. Yeah, on the package I'm looking at, white, strawberry, chocolate, and that's what I got in my hand right here. White, strawberry, chocolate. White, strawberry. Oh, you're looking at the scoop of ice cream. I'm looking at the cookie.
Yeah.
The cookie.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, you're right. I was looking at the scoop of ice cream.
Yeah.
Well, you would think that they would have why do they do it like that then?
Because they already got vanilla laying around in the factory.
And they probably had that picture in just stock photography. That ice cream picture.
Images.
That's some shit they probably just bought from wherever. They're like, there you go, Neapolitan. I had one in milk. I'm not sure it does anything for it. I'm gonna try another one in milk. I should probably eat one dry though. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm out of cookie dip and shape. You know what I'm saying? We hadn't done this in a while.
And I can't offer any takes on milk for those listening because I didn't know we were doing this tonight, and I didn't have any milk on hand.
Yeah, I've been trying to bring those cookies to you for ever. I'm like, I'm gonna go see Dan today. Then when I took to get, I literally was gonna do it after I got my kid's haircut today, and then I ended up, I was like, as I'm driving, I'm like, fuck, I forgot to get them damn cookies. Yeah, the milk brings nothing to the table in this instance. There are plenty ice cream flavored without it.
I think the cookies are good.
Yeah, I do.
They are what they say they are. They got good flavor.
Yeah,
that's solid.
What you about to say, Ant?
Yeah, okay. Like I said, for some strange reason I think I tasted coconut more than anything else, and that's not one of the flavors. So they were pretty good.
I'm trying to see if there's any. It's that palm oil, which gives you that. I'm sure it gives you that coconutty note, and your taste buds are just good at picking up notes. So. But that's not how we really review these things. What we review them on is if they're doing what they said they were doing. And if they're, unique and tasty in the realm of Oreos and the limited edition scope. Nothing out of the ordinary in the what they're bringing to the table, but they are bringing exactly what they promised, which is a Neapolitan ice cream and a waffle bowl. Spot on. I like the triple layering. They're an attractive Oreo, an effective conveyance of the flavors, and like I said, milk does nothing for this particular go around. In which I don't know. I kind of like dipping my cookies in milk, and I hate that they're kind of useless this time. But tasty. So I would give those. I'd give those a 4 out of 5. Truly, I would. You know what I'm saying? They met out what they came here to do, and I go with that.
I'm gonna give them a 4.5 out of 5 because they basically hit every mark for me. but I can't grade milk because I don't have any. So like if I'd had milk and I'd been able to like test it for myself, maybe I could have given them a 5 because I really do enjoy them. I like the dark. The chocolate is very deep.
Yeah.
Like not every cookie was the same either. Like they were like, and not in that they're like so different, but one cookie it was like I would get like more strawberry flavor, another cookie I get more chocolate flavor. So I was enjoying that because it made each cookie more unique to me, but the flavors themselves were still good each time. So 4 out of 5. Like I could have gone 5 if I had milk, but that's more on me than it is the cookie.
For sure.
That's on me, dog. That's on me. I thought they were okay. I'll give them. Give them a 3.75. Nope.
Okay.
I give them a 3.5.
A fair assessment in the realm of cookiedom. And there you go. That was Neapolitan cream flavored Oreos, triple decker joints. As we review these, I am uncertain if you're going to be able to go get these as easily as I did. I got these from Walmart on a mid cap, so you didn't have to go to the end cap. You know how they got, just snacks in the middle. That's where I found these at, and I've had them for how long you think? Ant? Probably like a month longer.
It's been a month.
Yeah. So I don't know if it's going to be as easy to find as they are. I don't believe they're a store exclusive, so you should be able to find them anywhere. But I found them at like I said, at Walmart. So there you go.
Well, I can tell you that there's been a couple of them that have sold on eBay for like $14 a pack.
Oh, I still got a pack left. I should sell that bitch.
It's only been a couple that have sold though. Like there's like 20 more listed, and like 8 have sold. But also, like you guys said, like they're newer. They're still out there. Maybe like the demand really kicks in once people can't get them anymore that loved them, and then you get a couple months out, and then that's when the secondary market really kicks in.
Speaking of secondary markets or firstary markets, I don't know if I sent you this article. It was about Aldi has a hash brown stick.
You did not?
Okay, so it was an article. Aldi and Trader Joe's. I don't know. I guess because it's my phone and my phone be sneaking up on me and shit. But like I get these articles from time to time about different products to look out for at Aldi and Trader Joe's. So I had seen this product and I was like, I really don't need to have it. But then the article came out and now I don't see it at Aldi anymore. And it was these hash brown sticks and it was like a glowing article about it. I wonder how many people like try to get those on the secondary market, shit like that, like frozen food items. I mean, I know you can get dry ice and stuff like that to ship out, but
yeah, that makes sense as something you get. I was at Aldi recently and came up on brioche bagels and maple something else bagels, and them were both a very tasty bagel situation. So props.
Yeah, I was looking for those brioche bagels, and I didn't get them the first time. But what I did get were they had croissant buns. Those those things were so fucking good that I bought some and put them in the freezer, like for later on down the road.
Nice.
Man, those things were so delicate and delicious. So great for sandwiches.
Yeah. Again, it's rare we get a show title that early in the game, but delicate and delicious. He's your front runner right now. We go from Libra to Libra, from cold water to fever, to World War III from the treaty signed in Geneva. The biology teacher said we used to be amoebas. The neighborhood preacher said we emerged from the ether. We converged from urethra and struck gold, eureka. The morning star Tariq, I was born to be a teacher. Whether scorpion or the frog, the nature of the creature is to evolve. Though it's the savage beast we truly are. My words should be studied up in Berkeley and Juilliard. All my balls as hard as solid gold bullion. My name in the Quran like the kingdom of Suleiman. You done lost your mind trying to call me a Muliyar. Cause in the 215 where folks fight depression and wives pack protection, lives lack direction. I'm a king, I'm dipped in God's black complexion. Survival of the fittest is the natural selection. Now bear down on the scene like I'm Saladin. The stone courage esteem is aquamarine. Your mask how you really feel like it's Halloween. Where they ask how you really feel about my machine in a class that I'm only in, alien horsepower like Mongolian, trying to find soul again. But my thoughts corrupt the files that contaminate the console again. It's a shame, but I cannot complain, though I'm not the same. My bandwidth is a canvas cut from its frame. When I present ideals naked and unashamed, it's handwritten in Sanskrit on a 7 train. Hello, and welcome to it. It's Stage Crunchy in Milk. It's episode 459, and I love you. I'm your host, Dinner's Table 713. As always, joined by my best friends, it's Tatum 216.
Howdy ho, neighborinos.
Oakley Dokie. And of course, I'm joined by the homie Lunchbox 2099.
Drew walks by me. Can he tell that I can't breathe? And there he goes so perfectly. The kind of flawless I wish I could be. She better hold him tight. Give him all her love. Look in those beautiful eyes and know she's lucky 'cause he's the reason for the teardrops on my guitar. The only thing that keeps me wishing on a wishing star. He's the song in the car I keep singing. Don't know why I do.
Is this another Taylor Allison Swift?
Absolutely.
T Swizzle. Swizzy. Oh my gosh.
But Dan doesn't like that stage of Taylor Swift. He likes the he don't like to shake. You don't like to shake it off. You like the I don't know no other
like
Taylor Swift stages.
They're boppers. Not like the early 2000s term for boppers, but like
I was literally thinking that. I was like, were they boppers?
Bops, hits, whatever, but like they don't speak to me like the other songs do.
You like the young, hopeful Taylor Swift before she started writing shit about her.
I want my like romance movie Taylor Swift because that's me. I need her to eloquently write what I've been in my life. I'm not a shake it off. I'm not out here like dancing. I'm deep.
You like rolling in the deep.
Well,
I can't hit notes like that one can.
There's a fire burning in
my heart. Well, you know what it is. Remote, couple of news stories, some amateur asshole. It's a real breezy, easy situation. Yeah, we gets down. First story, of course, speaks to your man on a personal level, but we'll get to it. So let's just get to it. Transgender employee files healthcare lawsuit against the Cleveland Orchestra. This is from Cleveland Scene. This is Ken Shank over the Buckeye Flame who wrote this article. Rim Ransky has idolized the Cleveland Orchestra for years. The 29-year-old was born and raised on Cleveland's west side and grew up playing the French horn. Having played in youth orchestras, Cleveland Orchestra was always the crown jewel, Ransky said. When she secured a position in April 2021 as a web developer with Cleveland's hallowed Big Five Orchestra, Ransky was thrilled. After more than a year working, rebuilding Cleveland Orchestra's website infrastructure and modernizing the virtual blueprint of the 100-plus-year-old institution, Ransky is suing the Cleveland Orchestra. On August 10th, she filed a suit in federal court in Cleveland, arguing the Cleveland Orchestra's and Business Administrator and Consultants, Inc., BAC, the orchestra's third-party healthcare administrator, unlawfully and intentionally discriminated against her when it refused to cover her surgery because she is a trans woman. Prior to joining the staff of the Cleveland Orchestra, Ransky had socially and medically transitioned. Those are phrases she doesn't feel are accurate or true or worthwhile, but recognizes that some of the language around gender affirmation surgery is necessary when making a legal argument. In the fall of 2021, after she started her job at Cleveland Orchestra, Ransky began experiencing pain and discomfort, a complication from a prior surgery that was part of her transition. Her medical support staff determined the surgical intervention was necessary to relieve the pain. Ransky is quick to highlight here that surgery she needs has nothing to do with being trans, and it's a procedure anyone with a vagina might need. My body part has an issue with it, she explained. Anyone with this body part could need this procedure. Ransky's surgery was scheduled for July 22nd. On July 1st, when the Cleveland Orchestra switched healthcare providers and became self-insured, contracting with Reynoldsburg-based BAC to administer their new healthcare offerings, Ransky immediately reached out to HR, serving as her own self-advocate to make sure that her surgery would remain covered under the new insurance plan. She submitted documentation from her medical team with their authorization on the necessity of the surgery. Knowing the procedure codes on the documentation, was there any mention of me being trans, Ransky said. On July 14th, just 8 days before the surgery was scheduled to take place, Ransky request for coverage was being denied by BAC. Ransky's medical support team in the LGBTQ plus and gender care division of University Hospitals intervened on her behalf. Christina Reed, UH manager in the division, reached out to Cleveland Orchestra, and from there, insurers seeking answers about Ransky's surgery claim denial. Chiefly, whether she would have been denied coverage had she been born with this anatomy. They shut me down immediately, Reed said. They postured until ultimately excluding the coverage. According to the lawsuit, BAC determined Ransky's surgery was not medically necessary and offered Ransky's physicians the opportunity to engage in peer-to-peer discussion with a third-party physician hired by BAC to determine if the surgery was medically necessary. On July 20th, 2 days before the surgery was scheduled to take place, the peer-to-peer discussion resulted in the determination that Ransky's surgery was indeed medically necessary. That's when Ransky found out Cleveland Orchestra had a clause in its insurance policy that excluded transsexual surgery or any treatment leading to or in connection with transsexual surgery. There's a big difference between an exclusion and a denial, Ransky said. With no recourse left, Ransky is still in a great deal of physical pain, was forced to cancel her surgery. The Buckeye Flame reached out to BAC via email for comment on Ransky's case, but did not receive a response. In a statement provided to the Buckeye Flame on behalf of Andre Guermille, president and CEO of the Cleveland Orchestra, the organization said that Ransky's case identified an issue that we did not know existed until the situation brought it to our attention, and that it is a matter that they intend to address. Goes on about the Affordable Care Act and so forth and so on. But it's whack that trans people constantly have to fight a fight always, because it's either some state trying to make rules that say don't say they exist, or you can't help your child transition, or so forth and so on. Today, my trans masc son got their first boy haircut. Super proud of it. Took him to my barber, had words with my barber. It's like, hey man, my youngest kid identifies as a boy, and they want you to do their first. They want you to give them their first boy haircut. And he was super hype about it. He was like my barber was super pumped to do it, and my kid was super excited to get it, and they got their little fly boy haircut today, and it looks great, and just makes them feel a little more normal in their skin, which is what everybody just wants to be. They all just want to feel normal in their skin, and I hate that. I hate the notion of insurance as it is. Yeah, it's a weird thing we have in this country. No one else does it in the world. It's dumb that we do it this way. That businesses can just be like, nah, I don't fuck with that. Because it's just, like I said, it doesn't function that way anywhere else on this planet. We are the weirdos and the standouts when it comes to healthcare. And this person, who at this point has fully transitioned and needs a surgery, is simply denied it simply because they're like, nah, I don't fuck with that. And I hate it. I hate that's even a problem that they have to deal with. And like I said, it could be a problem that my kid has to deal with someday, and I don't like that. But you know what I do like? I like the Suburban Puerto Rican, the RV'n Puerto Rican. I love my homeboy Gabe, who is in the building today. And I got to tell you, this connection is smooth like butter, brother. What are you connected to that I can see you this clear and you moving this easy?
I don't know. I just on the regular MiFi, I guess. Not the
right on.
Not some kind of park. And we're not in the middle of the boonies, so for the longest stretch while we were in South Dakota, I was using the parks internet. And it wasn't great.
Very good. Yeah.
And because the reception wasn't great, that's what for my Verizon MiFi,
That's why I went to with that. But now the connection's pretty great. We're not in the middle of nowhere. We're in civilization,
A little
and
close
I
to an
guess we got a good connection for it.
urban area. So
Yeah.
right on, right on. Dig it. I dig it. You are wild loud. I don't know if you can tap anything down, but you are quite. He loud to y'all or just loud to me?
Yeah.
All right, he loud. Okay. I don't know if you
I'm
guys.
shaking a little bit.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Relax, B.
I'm excited to be here. It's been so long. I missed you guys. I missed this.
I don't even. Also, I don't know this background because, of course, my man Gabriel. Well, if you know, you know, has a new RV because the Adventures on the Road are indeed adventures sometime, and so I don't even know this background. It's fun to see.
Life's an adventure. Yeah. Enjoy the ride.
For real.
So in the new RV, I don't want to make it seem like I'm interviewing you, but how is the new RV different compared to the old one?
Well, we got an island. The kitchen's much bigger. The kids have much more space in their room. We have less, if not the same or less amount of space in our bedroom. So that's not fun to move around, but all we do is sleep in it, so it's not a big deal.
Does your RV have like a pop out or anything like that?
It's got 3. This one has 3. The last one only had 1. This has 3.
Explain.
They're called slides in the industry.
In the parlance.
When I was a kid, my parents had a camper. They called it a pop out. I'm sorry.
Oh, they called it a pop out?
I didn't mean to. Well, so like when I was like in middle school, my parents had bought an old camper, and like they had a campground spot and everything. We'd go out there like almost every weekend. And then after like a year or two with that camper, they upgraded. See, this is the kind of thing you could do in the economy back then. You could have 4 kids, a house, buy a camper on like, $10 an hour. This is the world we were living back then. But yeah, they bought a new camper, and it had like the kind of like I based on what I saw on film or the stream when you were in the old one, like the master bedroom was at the front. Then there was like a door between that. You close, like you come in from the master bedroom into like what would be quote unquote the living room, which was like a couch, and then the door to the exit. And then there was like a kitchen table on the other side of the couch, and there was like a little sink area to the side of that, and like a stove or whatever, a fridge, and then beyond that was the bathroom and the stand-up shower that was so tiny, and then in the back was like the bunk bed area where like my siblings would sleep.
That sounds like most RVs. I guess they don't really like vary from that design.
Yeah. So where do the slides slide out from in this particular build?
All right, I'm sitting on one of the slides.
Okay.
It slides out. It's the living room and the dinette.
Okay.
So it's like the couch and the dinette are next to each other, and that's a slide.
Okay.
The kitchen is a slide.
That's what our campers was. It was the dining room table and the couch slid out to give you more room inside the camper.
Okay.
Yeah.
Imagine like a transformer and the whole wall just moves out.
Yeah.
If a transformer was a RV, what would the name be? Like just RV.
Recreation Tron.
I mean, honestly, Transformers was a great show, but other than like Optimus Prime and Megatron, everybody else had like stupid ass names.
Bumblebee's not bad.
He was literally a VW bug. So, he was an insect. That worked.
Like everybody else's name was just simple, like RC or
like Soundwave?
Radio.
I do fuck with Soundwave. What's the other one? Shockwave. Fuck with Shockwave. Thunderclap. You know what I'm saying? Starscream.
Sounds like a Jamaican transformer.
Lord of mercy. What else?
Ratchet.
If I had to, Ratchet, you know what I'm saying? Ravage, Laserbeak.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? It's enough. It was enough Transformers that I get down with that I could
Skag.
I could roll out with Skag. Yeah. Grimlock.
Grimlock, yeah.
Grimlock's a good name.
Yeah, me, Grimlock. really we learn more about dinosaurs now, and we know that's some bullshit. So,
He was the king of the dinosaurs.
yeah,
The
yes,
Dinobots, brother.
yeah, Dinobots word life. It's what I'm saying, and I love Hot Rod, and I love that he became Rodimus Prime. Ultra Magnus was a pretty dope name. Ultra Magnus, I love that name. You know that the Prime's name in Japan is Convoy.
I didn't know.
Convoy.
Yeah,
It's
it's
like
just
the
terrible.
Transformers version of Street Fighter, where it's like M. Bison and
Vega.
Balrog.
Yeah, Bison, Balrog, and Vega. So you know why they had to change my man's name
Well, I
in
know
the
like the
stateside?
one was because it was too much.
Oh no, box froze.
Frozen box.
Man, I don't think I've ever had box go out like that. Like, oh wow,
Oh, he's gone.
and he dropped. Yeah.
While he's gone, I would like to say, hey, Gabe, welcome back.
Thank you, Tatum. It's been too long.
I missed you.
So much madness. I talked about it on the road. So if you subscribe or you're a fan of the On the Road, you would listen. You'd know what the chaos that caused me to be gone for so long.
Oh, hey, I'm back.
You good?
There you go.
Whole
You can
I
still
was
smell the crack in his
You guys
clothes.
all froze, and I was just moving. I didn't know what happened.
The opposite happened on our side. You froze and was just like like cactar, and I was like, why is my man Dan not moving? Oh shit! And then you're gone.
I'm still drinking
put
South
your
Dakota
coffee
beer.
in my peanut butter.
Oh my goodness! You were talking about something about Transformers before you rode away. What did you have to say?
I don't remember.
Oh,
What were
We were talking about Transformers names.
I fully understand it. So
Thunderclap.
Yeah.
we were talking about M. Bison and
Oh
and
yeah,
Vega.
you asked if I knew the Street Fighter thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was saying they changed. So in Japan, Balrog was M. Bison, but they had to change it for America because it was too close to Mike Tyson.
They worried that it was too close to Mike Tyson. They could cause issues, so they changed the name to Balrog. Terrible. And they changed Vega, which is in Bison. You know, they made Balrog and they made him. It's just so dumb. Those three characters got different names. I'm like, come on, bruh. That's unnecessary. But then we got a whole movie. We got a whole movie, Street Fighter movie that is just terrible. But Raul Julia ate in that movie, man. Nobody else did. And that movie was terrible in every way except for that man's performance. His last performance, his performance before he passed on. And like I said, my man Raul Julia ate in that movie. I want you to know that if you watch Street Fighter movie, it's like it is pretty bad. But Raul Julia's performance in that movie, kind of worth the price of admission.
Yeah, it's like no one told him it was a terrible movie. Like, why are you trying?
He said
He probably knew he was about to pass.
No, he died of a heart attack, not cancer or anything like that. He definitely didn't know. But he said his kids loved that game, and he took the movie, you know, of course for the dough, but also because he knew his children loved it and wanted to make sure he put on for them. So R.I.P. Raul Julia. Now let's double check that. T just claiming he remembers what Raul Julia died of 20 some odd years ago. But God rest his soul. Puerto Rican, in case you didn't know.
I knew.
Oh no. Stomach cancer. So you good call.
Yeah, he did know.
Yeah.
He's going out with a bang.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I got another Puerto Rican, Gomez Adams, and people are mad for some reason.
They fucking.
He does look closer to the cartoon that recently came out. He don't look like Raul Julia, but he do look like the cartoon version of.
I think he just looks so different than the original actor that it's a little off-putting to me. Because Luis Guzman has like a look about him where you know that's Luis Guzman. He's very Luis Guzman.
Catherine Zeta-Jones looks fucking impeccable. God, she's so hot. Always has been. She remains, and I go hard for it. And it's real fucked up that Michael Douglas said her pussy gave him cancer.
I was just about to say that. You better watch out for that pussy, though. You gotta
Where's
see your
the
pussy
cancer?
that might give you cancer.
Oh my gosh. Well, I got a.
He survived that cancer. It's not like it's not like it's the worst cancer you can get. So hey, either way.
I think that was a low key. I think that was a low key flex to say I'm constantly eating Catherine Zeta-Jones pussy, nigga. What you got? So I think that's just Michael Douglas flexing on these fools. I got a story about Diet Coke's 40th birthday, but I don't feel like fucking with it right now. It is in the show notes, so you can click on it and read it if you are so inclined. It's a real well done story. But my man Gabe's in the building. I just want to hang out and talk shit with him for a little bit, so that's what we're gonna do. So you are currently in the great state of Washington, correct?
Yes, the Pacific Northwest is someplace I've always wanted to go for some reason. Just the tall trees and the whole vibe. Like it's like getting the flyby states without the flyby mentality. So
I see via your wife that you got to find out that one half of that big old state is desert.
I didn't know that.
Well, yeah, I'm a geology dude. You know, I'm a fucking knucklehead. I'm a social studies kind of guy. Yes, a good half of that state is desert, and then the other half is all mountains and trees. It's crazy. It's crazy how that state is laid out.
Yeah, well, someone didn't tell me because I got here. I'm like, this is the Pacific Northwest I dreamed of. What is this desert and this desolation? What happened?
Get your heroes.
Yeah. So,
but the west side
of the state, yeah. You can't throw the dub?
Yeah, I can, sort of.
Gang. I can also do that. But
that's because you're so used to doing this.
Visual gag.
Doing the thoughts, one of the prayers.
Because of my carpal tunnel surgery, I can't do the Katniss Everdeen like without like my whole like it's like shaky right there. It's like hard to do. So at this point, I just do that. So when Vanessa throws up the may the odds ever be in your favor, I just do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like they said. They remember they cut my carpal tunnel down there, so it kind of jacks up my situation down there. And this one, I have no control over the pinky. The pinky just there.
I wish it was kind of like how, like in Major League, you know how when he broke his arm, he could throw fast as fuck. Like, what if
that was Major League? Wasn't that the
rookie of the year?
Rookie of the year, okay. Yeah.
Oh, rookie of the year. Yeah, he played for the Cubs.
What if you could like do your fingers like that real fast, like you were the best woman diddler in the world, and like after they fix your fingers.
Is that little red Corvette he's talking about diddling, or is that Erotic City where you talk about diddling?
I mean, if it's Prince, probably every song is about
Money don't matter tonight because diddling does.
Yeah,
it sure didn't matter yesterday. Oh my God!
I mean, that's the whole song.
Oh fuck! All right, so you in the general Seattle kind of area? Is that where y'all at, or y'all?
Yeah, we did visit Seattle. I teased it for the next on the road. We visited the city of Seattle. Some smelly people. I'll say that.
Yeah.
What are they feeding you, smelly cat?
I'm not going to say this on the. Since I won't say this on the road, I'll say this here. You said there'd be a lot of big butts. I've seen more big titties than big butts.
Hey, I mean, like I said, it's been a good 30 years since my man Mix-a-Lot told me to look for big old butts, and that silicone parts were made for toys. So maybe times have changed in Seattle. You know, a lot of newbies have moved in, and others have moved away.
Have you been to Whole Foods since you've been there?
No, I've not. Is it special here?
No, that's where the big butts are, and everywhere.
Oh,
come on, man, keep up.
So there's some
Whole Foods is known for his big butts.
Hey, there's several islands around the Seattle area that you can go visit there. I believe Oprah has a house on one of them. Oh. So Orcas Island, it's literally called Orcas Island based on the name Orca. So because they have killer whales around there as well. So that's something you could maybe look into if you're so inclined.
If I'm not mistaken, that's Oprah's island is based on the book The Island of Dr. Monroe. So,
which island did you give the statement?
What's island the statement got?
I'm pretty sure her little Orcas Island estate is kind of the jam. I used to listen to a show called Punch Up the Jam, and one of the hosts, Mel Brado, that's where her people, her family lived, and where she grew up at. So she grew up on Orcas Island, I stand outside of Seattle and so forth. So that's how I'm aware of this. And if you ever played the game, Edith Finch, and I can't remember the full name of that full title of that game. Edith Orcas Island, a good chunk of that game takes place on Orcas Island. So,
Did
whatever.
Oprah kick everybody off the island, and she just by herself now, or
Nah, it's just like people. It's just like it's money showed up at that island when Mel lived there. She had, it was more. It was kind of country. It was like the Ridgeville of Seattle, if you will. You know what I'm saying? But now money out there, so lots of people have been buying land and building property out that way. So you might be able to take a ferry out to the islands if you're so inclined. If that's something you and the family want to do. What else do I know about in the general area? The pop museum. I forgot what its actual title is out there. Motherfuckers when that museum opened up, and the people couldn't help but compare it to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and they were like, "This museum is way better than the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame." So that's another museum I would tell you to visit. Paul Allen? No, which one owns the Clippers box?
I thought that was the racist guy.
no,
No.
not no more.
What's
I
his
didn't
name?
get the question.
I said, who owns the Clippers?
Now?
Yeah, Ballmer. I believe Ballmer. Steve Ballmer is who put the money down for that museum because he worked at Microsoft forever, so he got a lot of old school Microsoft dough. Nintendo's in that general area. Microsoft's in that general area. Valve, if you were like super into video games.
Starbucks.
Starbucks as well. Yeah, it was started there. So if you want to go to their flagship store and go try to unionize everybody there, that seems like a good time.
No, I heard not. Actually, we were looked into it, and I heard it's not the flagship store you want to go to. You want to go to this mixology, like this barber college of Starbucks, and go check that out.
I love it. The barber college of Starbucks.
What's crazy is like, in our old building, I could have went to Starbucks like every single day, but now that I'm at home, I fucking love Starbucks.
What you be getting at Starbucks? What's your treat of choice?
Okay, so I get the green tea, lemonade, and then I get I pay an extra $1 for a scoop of matcha.
Nice. Okay. Right on. I would have never even thunk it.
I get a iced caramel macchiato. So fancy.
Yeah.
Last thing I got from there was a vanilla bean frappuccino, which is basically just a milkshake, and it was just too much milk. And I was like, I cannot drink these no more. So I've never gotten anything else from there. Oh no, I got the they make a really tasty lemon pound cake.
Oh, yeah. Those are pretty good. I also get like one time, man, shit. I got the cold brew. Man, I felt like a fucking crackhead. Let me take that back because I don't know what a crackhead feels like. So
you feel like what you assume a crackhead feels like. What's in your mind.
Man, I felt like I did speed or something. I was sweating so fucking much. Like,
You get like heart palpitations?
no, I didn't even like. My heart was cool, but I was just like out of my.
Your heart don't
mind.
pump no Kool-Aid.
Yeah, I was just like, I wasn't jittery, but I could tell I was on something.
Okay.
That's how I get sometimes when I drink G Fuel.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
so that's why I was asking. 'Cause sometimes, like, my heart will get like, because technically I'm not supposed to really drink shit like that because I have high blood pressure because of being overweight. But I still do. But like, yeah, man. Sometimes like it's weird. It's like because I scoop the powder myself out of a tub. Not all batches are created equal based on however it was mixed. So sometimes I'll get like a little mild glass or whatever, and sometimes it's like I get a super dose where I feel like I'm about to die. I'm not saying I enjoy it. When that happens, I freak out a little bit. But then I have to like remind myself, like, oh, you drank caffeine, you're cool, calm down. But yeah, like when it hits, man, sometimes I be like normal, and then like within like 20 minutes, it's like you were saying, I get fucking like super focused, and all of a sudden it's like I just want to do shit, get stuff done. And like 4 or 5 hours later, I crash, and I'm just like,
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just like sometimes I'm just very easily stimulated, and if like I have a little bit of coffee or something like too late at night, it's over. Like I will not sleep at all.
That's
Like I
why
will
I don't
be.
drink. I don't drink that like any caffeine past like 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
I gave myself a 4 o'clock cutoff.
Well, there
Maybe
you
we should
go.
move it up
I'm
to 3
saying.
though.
Maybe.
My man Nick Weiger of the Doughboys, I believe, has a 1 o'clock cutoff for his caffeine consumption,
I think he said
and that's because
11.
he's super sensitive to it. So I went over. So on this West Coast swing, Gabriel, if you can give us a preview of what it's looking like, you believe that you're just gonna do the coast?
Yeah, we're gonna be in Washington for a while. We got a few places booked up over here. Probably through mid October, November, and then we'll head down Oregon. Out of
Okay.
more Pacific Northwest stuff. Most of what I know, I want to visit Portland, but most of what I know about Portland is from that Portlandia sketch show.
Yeah.
Hmm.
In fact,
Yeah. Oddly enough, the Pacific Northwest, Idaho, Montana, Washington State, and Portland, huge problem with white supremacy. Just tons and tons of skinheads and racists out that way. It's weird that they took it down that state. You can't pump your own gas in Oregon. No, is that or is it now Jersey? Which one? I might be Oregon still. Oregon and Jersey were the only states you couldn't pump your own gas, and I think one of them changed the law recently enough. And I don't know which one. One of them changed the law recently enough, and people were having a fit about it. Like, I don't even know how to do this. You can't have us out here handling chemicals. They was real vexed about it, whichever state that is.
Do you call them gas jerks?
I don't
like
know
soda
what
jerks?
their title was.
Yeah.
I don't know, but Mount St. Helens is around the region you're in. You can go visit.
We're close to it. We're gonna go see it. We're gonna go see Mount Rainier.
Oh, cool, good.
The kids have been learning a little bit about Mount St. Helens and its explosion back in 1980.
Nice.
Like they're like, "Oh, Dad was still alive." Like, yeah, I was only 6 months old. They think I'm older than I am. They're always like, "Wow, that person's older than you." Shit, like, come on now.
Oh my God,
Not that old.
you think about dipping up to maybe Vancouver, heading across and going over to Canada for a little bit?
We're waiting on our passports because me and the missus, ours expired, and we got to get, and so did the kids. So we got to get a new one for the youngest. She never had one before.
Okay.
And when
Yeah,
your kids are like certain age, if they're young enough, you don't renew them. You just get a whole new passport. So we're waiting on those. They'll get shipped to Cleveland at the address we use in Cleveland, and then I'm gonna like drop it general delivery, or maybe my parents will bring it up because they plan on visiting us in October.
Oh, cool, excellent.
Yeah.
Glad to hear it. So that's what's up, man. I dig it, man. I'm excited for about your West Coast swing of this tour. One, because I always wanted to go to West Coast myself, so it's like I will certainly live vicariously through you and your wife's photography and videos and the like. So that's dope. Fuck with it.
Mostly my wife because I haven't. Devil's Tower is the last thing I put up. I'm not good at Instagram.
You're not a social media kind of gadfly like that. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Do you take pictures at least, or you just simply not post them? Or if you're taking the pictures, then you've got half the fucking battle. You know.
I don't take a lot of pictures.
Oh,
She takes most of the pictures.
So I've been, I'm still out here on the stroll, walking, trying to, close my rings and all that stuff. And I've taken to just snapping some photos lately that I'll share them in our Instagram group, so y'all can at least get them full fat, see some resolutions. But I've been getting some interesting shots. So just treat your phone like it is. Take some pictures every now and again. You'll be fine. Or don't. Fuck it. Like I said, your wife takes plenty. So
I took a video from the Ferris wheel just for you guys, and I didn't get any feedback from Terrell, who has an issue with heights.
Did I not talk about the damn Ferris wheel? Huh. Well, I mean, I'm going to take your word for it. I thought I did, but no. I mean, yeah. Your video wasn't sending chills down my spine or anything like that. There.
Well, if it's an enclosed
I said
Ferris
slow
wheel,
rolling,
are you okay with it?
I said slow rolling Ferris. I replied.
Oh, you did reply.
I have been in. I have never been in a closed Ferris wheel, and I don't know if how I would feel about that. But Dan and I both were in the CN Tower and going in that great glass elevator. No bueno.
Oh.
And then they have Dad was like right up front in that elevator, and so basically nowhere to turn, nowhere to go. But like, oh, okay, so you just done this to me, T. I felt real bad. Didn't know this was the situation, and to this day, I'm not great about that.
To this day.
Space
So,
Needle costs too much to get into. That's why we didn't do that.
what they charging for the old needle there?
That's like $40 a person
Wow.
God damn.
If y'all had
to get in. To get in, not to eat or anything, or to learn anything, just to go up on top of it.
I'm saying if you're still in the general area by the time your parents get there and they can watch the kids, you and the missus can go there. There's a nice restaurant at the top there. Just go have a nice little night out.
Enjoying the Mount
October's your birthday. You know what I'm saying? Go for your little dinner sit. You know what I'm saying?
Wasn't that restaurant in like Sleepless in Seattle or something like that?
Probably. I believe it spins, right? I want to talk to Samson. Fly me to the moon like that bitch Alice Cramden.
Is that where? I thought that was in New York. That was. Shit! Now I forgot the name of the movie.
It's literally called Sleepless in Seattle.
I think he's in You Got Mail.
Oh, really? Is that okay?
One of those.
Oh, I thought we were talking about the Half Baked. Half Baked. There we go. I remember.
No, he mentioned Dave Chappelle, and I couldn't help but think about Half Baked. I had to talk about it. Fly me to the moon.
Dave Chappelle's in You Got Mail.
He's in one of those. He's in either Sleepless in Seattle or You Got Mail.
Oh, he worked for Tom Hanks.
Yeah. I wonder if they still cool. I wonder if that's why Chet Hanks loved black people so much, because he was hanging out with Dave Chappelle when he was little. It's like they would probably smoke weed together. You want to hit this little nigga? And then he's like, "Yeah, I'm in."
Oh my god!
I like the scene from Straight Up Menace. No, Menace to Society.
Kevin Jackson and You Got Mail is as Box just stated. So right on. So there you go. Dave Chappelle, Dave Chappelle, man. Anyway, so it is more around. Okay, it's like what, going on 8 o'clock your neck of the woods.
It's almost it's 7:45. It's early.
How are you doing?
Bedtime yet?
How are you doing with these time zones?
Kind of fucked me up a little bit. Yeah. But like I'm sleeping in, which I shouldn't be because I should be getting up earlier.
Why?
I don't know. Because like my body thinks it's mountain time.
No. Why do you think you need to be up earlier?
So you can get more
start my job earlier so I can get off earlier.
Yeah.
To rub one out before the kids get up.
Oh!
And the truth shall set you free.
I was just saying there's options. There's things to do before everyone gets up if I get up early.
It was a lot easier to jerk off around here, like when I only had one person's whereabouts to worry about. Now that I have two, it's infinitely harder. You would think like one more person would make it that much more difficult. But like when they also work from home, it makes your time frames real tight.
That's you said.
He's like, hold on, I need to jack off. What are you doing?
I was gonna say, just send them out to the garage. Be like, hey man, go outside for a little bit.
Well, that's the beauty of me working downstairs and them working upstairs.
Yeah.
Every now and again, I'm just like, I only have to worry about one stairwell that I'm right next to. Be like, is anyone there? Okay, I got 5 minutes.
It almost getting it hot. Does it make it hotter?
I feel like I'm back in high school living at my dad's house.
I gotta say, I guess I'm not the getting caught kind of guy because it's not fun.
Oh,
nobody wants to be.
No, I haven't got caught. No. Don't misinterpret that. That didn't happen. I'm just saying, like when you're going at it and then you hear a creak. It's not like It's like
time to go.
It doesn't make it more exciting.
Hurt your eyes.
You downshift. tuck it back in your pants and like, oh, now that scene's ruined for me. I was enjoying that scene. Now I gotta need another scene.
And sometimes it's so hard to reset.
Masturbatory resets are so hard.
And there's your
Don't
alt
budge.
title. Well done, Ant. You've done your work this week. Masturbatory reset. Masturbatory. I don't know if I spelled that right. Reset.
You really do become like hyper aware of your surroundings. It's like almost like you ascend to another level of consciousness. Every creak, the wind whistling, it's like you feel and sense everything in that moment.
It's
It
like
makes
the
no-
dick sense.
Where the potential
Like a
threats-
samurai.
Yeah.
That ain't bad either. But a slash the dick sense.
I thought I had something with Jamaican Transformer, but
No, that's just a good time. Also, you missed the original, the initial show title. These are alts we're working on right now. The show title is set. These are alts. So
okay.
there you go.
Make it transfer.
Even though I'm not on, I still enjoy. Seeing what's the title's gonna be. It's exciting.
That Sugar Baby one really was a delight to work on art
That's
wise.
good art.
Thank you. I'll be out here having to type in. If you knew what my Google search history is like trying to make art for this show, it's always the most random of things, the most random assortment of things. I had a listener, and I won't mention no names, hit me up this morning and tell me, one, they were either considering or did do some sugaring, which is what we discovered was the turn of phrase, and that actually, I mean, I can check my, I can check the text messages, and also that they went to work with a matchmaker, because we also discussed that years ago. So they got two for all that. Plus, it's always dope when I get somebody hit me up and like, "Hey, I was listening to your show, and your show just came out like a couple of hours ago." Because that show went up. We'll go like 11 o'clock last night. I had already done the editing and so forth, and got it out in a timely manner. And then of course, because Ant was talking about Cedar Point, I see my man Fowler hit you up about people fucking at Cedar Point on the Ferris wheel.
Yeah. I was with the spirit of the show. I continued the conversation, but I was with my fucking kids. Ain't nobody fucking at Cedar Point.
So for you, Cedar Point was like the champagne room?
There's no sex in the champagne room. None. Oh my goodness. Me and my barber and I rapped about this a lot today, Box, and I figured I'd pull you toward this. 11 games, $5 million. Did the Browns make the playoffs?
No.
Thank you.
I didn't think so. I feel like the season was already going to be tumultuous, no matter what.
Okay.
And so here's how I explained it, because this dude is going to be shook for like quite some time. Like, this dude went from being beloved by everybody to like now he's got to adjust to like mentally prepare himself to go into stadiums where like 70 to 100,000 people are going to be like judging him for things that he's potentially done off the field and yelling things at him and shit. Like, it's a lot different than when people are just booing you than when they're yelling like rapist or, pervert or predator and shit like that. Like, that's a different level of booing. So that and the fact that he didn't play at all last year, the dude's going to be rusty. Like, they have a tough schedule this year, as like they're going to be playing like over half the season with like what is really a backup quarterback. Then he's going to come back and suddenly be the savior for 6 games. I don't think so.
Yeah. I don't know what to do with any of this. It's just like,
So did they increase his suspension?
yeah, he got 5 more games,
So
and
he got 10
then
in all?
11,
11?
11, yeah, and $5 million, which is
Wasn't like a record-setting fine, though, right?
I don't know.
Yeah. for a player.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, hey, there you
What it
go.
really boiled down to was almost like they took half of his salary from last year.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
Damn.
the thing about today too was like that I found interesting was the fact that like you could tell when PR people write statements for people because then like they as soon as they announced the suspension, the Browns like website or whatever put up like a statement from Deshaun Watson, then a statement from the owners. And within like 10 minutes, Deshaun Watson was up at the like the press conference, basically like invalidating everything that was in that fucking first statement. It was like, I apologize for the situation I put people in, and I had to grow and everything. And they got out in front of the microphone. He's like, "Look, I ain't do shit. I said I ain't do shit. Just because I settled don't mean I did shit. And I'm sorry for those who got triggered, but I'm gonna continue to live my life and move forward with my career." And I was just like, "Well, damn, that's a lot different than the contrition statement that you released 10 minutes ago." Not that I personally give a shit. Like, that's the thing about all this. It's like I'm not involved. I'm just a Browns fan. I'm not like a Deshaun Watson guy. I understand the guy is like an amazingly talented quarterback, and I'm looking forward to him winning for our team because it's sports. But am I hanging out with Deshaun Watson every day? No. Do I know that motherfucker? No. Was I there when he was allegedly maybe jizzing on people? No. Do I know any of the people he maybe allegedly jizzed on? No. Am I going to go on the internet and talk about it with strangers? No.
Did he jizz on strangers or at strangers?
I mean, both could
Jizzing
apply
on
depending
strangers.
on the
Ultimate title.
situation. Like, what if he was jizzing at them and he ended up hitting them? They had to be at and on.
So everything about it, I'm like,
if it falls short, it's not on them, but it could be at them. It's like I'm gonna aim for you, and it plops down a foot away from them.
Yeah,
that's just at them. That's not on them.
see,
shoot for the what is it? Shoot for the sun and land on the stars.
Shoot for the moon and maybe land on the stars. And if you miss, you maybe could land on the stars. From what I know of the situation, I don't believe he was Louis C.K. toward people. Apparently, he just could be so aroused that he could just bring himself to climax, just being about people. You know what I'm saying? And that's amazing. A talent that might work in another field, but not something you should be doing toward. We'll end with toward 27 people. That's the right number, right?
Well, he has 24 cases. Supposedly, there's more people who didn't file cases that also had interactions or whatever. Like, this whole thing, I'm just thankful that there's some sort of finality to the punishment now. So because I'm ready. I think we talked about this prior, but the reality is, people are going to be mad when it happened, like the news broke or whatever. They're going to be mad up until now when the announcement of the punishment gets settled. Then they're going to be mad for a year. The majority of people are going to be mad for a year. He's going to come back in a couple months, and people are going to give him shit until the end of the year. Then within a year, the majority of people are going to fucking move on with their lives, and they're not going to let this dwell on their conscience. They'll see him and they'll remember. But are people going to go out of their way to make profiles to go on the internet and be like, Deshaun Watson's a rapist? No, you're not going to do that for the next 3 years. So it happens with all things in life that are of this nature. Eventually, people forget and move on to something else. The society doesn't dwell on the one issue forever. I don't mean the issue itself of sexual assault. I mean specifically Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
And frankly, the Browns are banking on this. I'm not stupid. I know that the Browns knew that this is how it always plays out in sports. The person does something bad. They're talented enough to, teams are going to still pursue them even though if they did something bad. The league itself will say that they don't agree with whatever that person did. They need punishment, and they need to set a precedent, and they need, to be reprimanded and repercussions and yada, yada, yada. But at the end of the day, that sports league has tickets to sell, TV rights to get, jerseys to move, and so they have to look like they give a fuck while not actually giving a fuck. Like how quickly, like Roger Goodell was up on a podium like a couple days ago, going, "This man showed predatory behavior and blah 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 blah," and like 4 days later, the fucking league's just like, 11 games is cool. It's whatever. Just throw $5 million at some titties and we'll call it a day. Like, what happened to like this was predatory behavior that like was unprecedented, and you have to like do all kinds of crazy shit to like nip it in the bud, set an example, and then like 4 days later, it's like 11 games is cool. So because you have to give the appearance that you give a shit, and like I'm fine with all this. Like I know how the game works. I'm not saying I'm fine with people jizzing on people against their will, but I'm like I know the game, and it doesn't upset me because I know the game. Yeah. And some people like they want to pretend like they don't know the game, and then get offended when the game is the game. And like, oh, you don't care about women? Like, no, they don't give a fuck about women. Like, when did you ever think they don't give a fuck about you either? Your gender doesn't matter. They care about money. It's not about women. It's not about men. It's not about children. Like, the fucking breast cancer awareness month, they keep like most of that money. Only like a portion of that shit goes to breast cancer research. You're really just buying pink T-shirts.
Pretty much.
Like, it's all a sham. Like, stop thinking that like the fucking corporations are there for like your well-being. Like, no business really gives a true fuck about you as a person.
Yeah, they care about their dough, and that's what it will always be. And so, again, like Bach said, it's good to have some finality and to this, and that's what's up. I saw somebody tweeted earlier, and I was trying to dig it up, and I'm whatever was like, Plaxico Burress shot himself in the leg and got a longer suspension than this dude, and blah blah blah. And I'm like,
a better legal team. I mean, really, that's what it comes down to.
Sometimes that helps.
There was definitely a different CBA at that point in time. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm getting at here. Like what you're saying is like the CBA is different now. The NFLPA seems to have maybe found a little bit of a spine. Like they're tired of being the butt of jokes for all these years. The NFL has been sweeping shit under the rug for years. Like today, like not to distract away from Deshaun Watson and his punishment and all this, because he's ultimately the perpetrator of these good deeds. But to sit here and be like, not admit that the fucking Houston Texans enabled this shit and settled with 30 people like 3 weeks ago. Where's their press conferences? Where's their investigations? You know why? Because they're a fucking conglomerate that owns one of the most expensive franchises in the world, and they're gonna sweep that shit under the rug, just like the NFL is gonna sweep other shit under the rug. Every now and again, they'll make a spectacle of something that's really not that big of a fucking deal. Be like, look, see, we're tough on things, to make you, the general public, feel better. Like, oh, they care. Oh, like they're doing the right thing. I'm so proud to represent whatever team isn't fucking up this week. And then you're going to come on Twitter and you're going to come at other people who root for the other team. Like, oh, you're a fucking piece of shit because you root for the Browns. They have a rapist. So that means you support rapists. Like, I've been rooting for the Browns for the last 2 decades. I don't root, like, I was here before Deshaun Watson and I'll be here after Deshaun Watson.
For facts. Straight up. Oh, goodness gracious. Thank you. I just want to have that chat. Want to discuss that with you. Like I said, I sat and talked about it with my barber today, and I was like, we got a good defense. We still got 2 amazing backs.
We actually have 4 amazing backs, if I'm being honest.
Well, hey.
We have too many good backs, actually. We're short on wide receivers.
Yeah, we need somebody to throw to. Yeah. So we shall see. And so yeah, NFL football starts I believe like September
I guess like September 11th weekend, like somewhere around there.
Yeah.
First game was 7th or something.
Yes, which is my birthday, my born day. We out here playing football. I have, if we're sticking in the realm of sports for a little bit, I have very much just been enjoying watching this young Guardians team scrap and do what they got to do, and currently are number 1 in the AL Central. I'm gonna double check that. I believe by 1.5 games, but we're gonna double check that right now. By one game. So, and it should still be 1.5, but the umps took a game from us the other day, and I was not too happy about it. Actually, technically, I guess New York took a game from us, but whatever. Because of course it got recalled. It got recalled from the office, New York can call down from on high and be like, "Hey, man, you might want to watch that replay." In fact, I'm gonna tell you that call wasn't the way it should have been, which is some whack shit. But it's been fun watching our little youngins go and play one of the youngest teams in all of baseball, and scrappy, man. We've been doing the damn thing. We came back and won the game last night with 2 outs in the eighth inning. Came back and scored like 5 runs. It was fantastic. It was just a delight to watch and witness, and give it up to the young guardians. I'm saying they out here, So that's what's up. My barber was hanging out with Cece Sabathia yesterday. It's crazy how this town functions. I was like, why are you with Cece, man? And I guess they've known each other for a very long time. So Cece just happened to be in town and was just like kicking it. And I was like, that's wild. So there you go. It's a real weird day, man. Ant, man, what you been up to this week, bro?
Well, my kids started school on Tuesday.
Yeah.
So, school shit. Getting ready for that. Getting up earlier with them. Cutting the waffles down from one waffle to a half a waffle before school.
Shit.
But I have, dedicated to the man who's back this week. This section of the show was called "On the Road with the Real APT."
Okay.
So, last couple weeks before school started, we did a trip to Columbus, did some shit in Columbus. Then, the week after that, we drove to Cedar Point, which isn't too close, but it ain't too far either. But I had a couple things I noticed, and with Gabe being on the show, I would like to, hear his thoughts on these things as well.
Okay.
The first thing is, I feel like when you buy your car, it should be a professional helping you adjust your seat before you get it, before you start driving.
That would be nice.
Because there's been so many times, like, I had to adjust the mirror, adjust the seat, get this right. Not to mention if somebody, you got a partner who also needs to sit in the car, and then they, mess it up, and then you got to start all over. I think that would be nice.
They used to have like setting. Well, I don't know if they used to. They might still like the two settings for like you hit the button, right? It goes back. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't think they have it in the Ford.
Well. Oh,
you hit the button and it goes back.
Yeah, I had that in my. I had a Ford Taurus. I don't know if it because it was a limited that it had like all those buttons and shit, but it had a 1 and a 2, and you could have it in 2 different positions. All right. This one takes me back to my childhood. I would like to have the bubble car that Homer designed with 4-way dividers like Uber, or like that, like where I don't have to listen to or talk to anybody in my car sometimes. Like, I just wish everybody was separate. Everybody had their own little bubble.
That wasn't such a terrible design. Bart liked it.
And what was Homer's brother name again?
Herbert.
I love that part where it was like
played by Danny DeVito.
Yes.
Also, when Herb came back with the baby translator, to this day I say this leash means you and me, because the baby's they translate the baby saying as such to his folk. Like, yeah, got to get me off this leash, man. So.
Also, I love in that episode where it was I guess the guys the scientists that were working with Homer in the lab was like, he said, call me back and say that exact same thing but opposite about my brother in front of his kids. It's like, he has great work ethic and he smells great. I love that part. All right, so number 3. When bugs get on your window or your car, do you want them to hang on or do you want them to fall off? Like, sometimes you in the spirit, like, man, keep on hanging on, little bug. Or Or are you more of like, man, get your ass off my car?
Uh,
Better than them ending
situation
up like a smear on your window.
if I notice them kind of hanging on, I'd be like, how long can you do this, bruv?
Yeah,
I kind of, I want to be. I'm supportive in that regard.
Yeah, like I want them off my car, but I also want them to be safe.
that's true.
Hmm.
The beast of two backs.
Like it's weird. Like I do feel bad when insects get killed around me. Like the other day, I accidentally I was trying to remove an ant from like a rack, and like I felt bad about like trying to whack him, and then I saw he was like alive and running around, so I was like, all right, let me get away from this guilt. I left the room.
This is not my fault or my doing. Fuck that.
Like, should have been trespassing, but god damn it, I feel bad about it.
That's the rules to it. Like I said, I don't bug out or talk greasy about spiders. You know what I'm saying? Unless they come in my situation. It could be a spider in that corner right there. Fine. It could be a spider right here. Fine. But if they come right here, then you have violated the agreement. The terms of the agreement are you keep your space, I'll keep mine. And if you come down the line, you have fucked up. And now it's got to go like the way it's gonna go.
Yeah. When I picked up the boys from school today, so usually you're supposed to stay in the line, but I parked so I can get Emery to a seatbelt because he don't do it by himself yet. And I was seeing Anthony standing up. I was like, what you doing? We got to get out of here out of this hectic ass unorthodox situation. He's like, it's a spider. And then I was like, okay. So I'll go around to the other side of the car to kill it. But that spider didn't know I had hitters in the streets. And Emery was in the car chopping the fuck out of the spider. Like, yeah. You can sit down now, Anthony. Like, Emery went right at it, and Anthony didn't want to fuck with the spider. I'm glad I have somebody else in the house that can have my back, because I'm tired of always have to kill the spiders by myself.
I feel bad about it. I know how much I don't want to die. And I know that insects and shit probably don't have a mortality recognition, but still I know, And it was there was a spider in the bathroom window down here, and they had to have been there for a bit because I didn't work down here until the last couple months. So when I first came down here and started working down here, I had to go to the bathroom the one day, and I didn't know that this spider had taken up residence in the bathroom window. And they had built themselves a little web condo, and they had some previous meal bodies on the floor of the window area because it's kind of like an enclosed square thing, and the basement flap windows that kind of open a little bit, with the storm blocks. So they were up there, and I saw the little bodies, and I saw the spider while I was peeing. I kind of looked at them, and I felt like they were looking at me with all their eyes, and I was like. I mentally sent them a message of you keep doing what you're doing, keeping them flies away from me, and you can stay here. And I was almost like we had a bond. We understood the arrangement. I owned the place, but you could take up residence. You contribute. Then my buddy was cleaning up down here one day, and he fucking removed the spider. I'm like, dude, that spider had a lease.
we had come to terms.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
One of the few residents that you don't have to worry about catching you jerking off.
No, that would worry me because I'm trying to get bit.
At least no judgment from that spider. That spider just hey man, have a good time.
That spider was hey, you shoot webs too.
My bathroom would have been Planet Fitness. It's a judgment-free zone.
Oh my god.
So,
have you ever taken a paper towel and put the spider in the paper towel, then threw the paper towel out the house?
I have guided some spiders to freedom. Saying it's William Wallace. Send them on their way. But but like I said, most of the time it's if you get in my zone, it's a violation of terms we'll come to, and you might have to die. And I'm sorry about that, but hey. Oh
Let's go down
shit.
Number
sometimes.
5.
Number five. Go ahead.
I wonder how many accidents are caused by those buckle up your seatbelt / don't drink and drive signs. Like, them motherfuckers is distracting as hell. I'm trying to read what you're saying out here. Boop, hit somebody else. Why don't you
And some of them do
just
have clever phrases that you read, and you're like,
yeah,
"What's that one
like,
say? What's it say in
I
this
don't
state?"
I don't need y'all to be tongue in cheek with me. Like, I don't need that sassy ass writing when I'm trying to drive. Like, just keep like, you gave me a license, right? You have trusted me with this vehicle. Trust me enough to not put these wacky ass one liners out there. I don't need a zing. I just need to keep driving.
You better buckle up, or you better knuckle up. And the cop standing there with his arms crossed.
Yeah, with the nightstick in his hand. Buckle up and knuckle up, nigga.
Look, if you bug, what? Oh shit.
Either drink or drive or swerve and curve. I don't know.
Yeah, dude, they're distracting. I'm agree with you on that one.
Yeah, I don't
Oh
need that.
shit.
I don't need that sassy ass shit. Okay, so last but not least, number 6. I thought about this one just recently because like we talked about earlier in the episode, I'm starting to like Starbucks now. And Starbucks are everywhere. I think Starbucks should give you a poop receipt along with your regular receipt. Like, hey, I didn't. I'm not about to buy any more coffee today, but I do have this receipt from the last Starbucks I was at that made me have to take this dump I got to take now because I drank coffee. Could you please not trip and just let me use the bathroom?
As a franchise, they should be responsible for that.
Yes, you're responsible for this dookie, so you got to let me in, Pookie.
Man, you out here with the word.
I find it interesting that caffeine makes you poop. I always have to pee.
Yeah, I mean,
Ooh, both.
both. Like, caffeine is a diuretic, but I guess coffee makes me have to poop too. But either way, like you said, Starbucks is a safe place to be able to use the bathroom, and so, but sometimes they be tripping, especially like the smaller Starbucks.
No public bathrooms.
Yeah, no public bathrooms. You didn't buy nothing. Like, I did buy something, dude. I just drank that venti latte down in Columbus. Now I'm up near Cincinnati. Can you just let me use the bathroom?
Maybe
I
they
think
should
that's fair. I think that's more than fair.
Maybe
Me
institute
too.
a poop pass, like how they do like the PSLs.
The pumpkin spice lattes? They got a pumpkin spice or just a personal seating license? Which PSL is this? I'm sorry.
I'm pretty sure they do like PSLs for like the shit like a pass for coffee stuff, right? Or am I tripping?
You never tripping, Dan. I get you. But that was my on the road with the real APT. I appreciate you guys listening.
I
The
thank
book lives
you.
on.
I thank you for bringing that forth to the group this week, man. I'm saying we bounce over to my man Daniel, bro. You got anything this week, man?
So it's been kind of a normal, similar week to last week, where I don't have like some sort of like erratic tale to say or anything, which I'm thankful for because that means my life is kind of like at ease right now. But I do have an interesting eBay interaction that occurred this evening. It's not as weird as the other one that I had mentioned in the past, but it was still a little like, what the fuck is going on here? So 6 years ago, when I was in Dallas for WrestleMania, I had purchased 3 Venom Marvel Legends figures because Venom's my favorite character, and I was like, oh man, maybe this will be worth something someday. So I had 3 of them that had been sitting on the shelf to my left here since I bought them, all in the pack, never took them out, anything like that. And I was like, in the spirit of like getting rid of some stuff lately and doing some cleaning and stuff, I was like, let me list 2 of these on eBay to get them out of here, hopefully. And I listed them like 5 weeks ago, And part of the thing with eBay is like the market changes so rapidly. That's something that I've come to realize. Because usually when I put shit up, like it sells and I don't think about it. But like I've had stuff listed for like weeks now that hasn't moved. And so like I have to like every like week or two go in and check to see what shit's selling for now because it does change. And if you don't keep up on it, you know, it'll end up sitting there and it'll never sell. So I had the two figures listed, and I had them up at what they had sold for around that time. And apparently, since that time, the market has come down, so I adjusted or whatever. Then I had a couple people watching the figures, so I sent them an offer. Then this afternoon, or this evening, I should say, someone bought one of the figures off of my offer that I sent. So I was like, all right, cool. And then they messaged me, and they're like, I'm not going to be able to pay for this until the end of September. And I'm like, what? Like, why the fuck did you buy it then? I'm like, but I was like, well, I've got two of them, so if someone wants to come buy one, I guess it's not that big of a deal right now. So I'm like, I'll just let it rock. It is what it is. So I wrote back and I was like, okay, thanks for giving me the heads up. And they wrote back, you're welcome. And I'm like, I thought that was like the end of it, right? So I went back to what I was doing, because at this moment I was actually packing up packages that I have to take to the post office tomorrow. And a couple minutes later, they messaged me again. They're like, do you accept returns if it's broken? And I'm like, well, my my listings all say no returns.
Yeah.
Like, I do a pretty good job of, like, pointing out all the flaws and being upfront about everything beforehand. I'm like, but this figure also is, like, brand new. I'm like, I bought it 6 years ago, never took out the package. Like, it's as good as it's going to get. They're like, oh, okay, thank you. And I'm like, all right, this is weird. And then, like, a couple minutes later, they paid. And then they, like, sent me another message, and they're like, thank you for selling me the action figure. And I'm like, you're welcome.
Was they
Like,
fucking with you?
They had no feedback on their account, so their account must be, like, brand new or something. So I don't know what the fuck happened. I don't know if some 10-year-old just hijacked their parents' credit card or something. But, like, they literally messaged, like I said, like they messaged, they bought it, didn't pay. Then they sent me the message, like, I'm not going to be able to pay until the end of September, which we're in the middle of August right now. So they told me they were going to be able to pay for, like, 6 weeks. When I saw that, I was like, what the fuck do they think this is, layaway? But like I said, because I had two, I was like, whatevs. Then, like, the weird, like, the returns question is reasonable, I guess, if you didn't look at everything fully like you were supposed to. That I can understand. But then, like, when they paid, I was, like, pleasantly surprised but confused.
Yeah.
So I packed it up and almost, like, no takebacks now. So, yeah, it just goes to show you that, like, retailing can be fun and you can meet some people, but some people could be, like, a little odd, and you have to be prepared to, like, deal with some, like, shit that you wouldn't think would be reality. Like, I don't know if Gabe knows what I'm talking about, but the other one that was just like, oh, don't send me offers. I prefer to just watch items. Like, I don't even know who you are.
You pulled up Thanos. I don't even know who you are.
Yeah. Well, like I said before, like, they don't show you the name when you send offers. Like, it's like a password. You see the first digit and the last digit. You don't see anything in between. It's all stars. So it's like, I don't even know who the fuck you are, man. Like, just accept that you don't want to buy it or at that price, or just to be quiet. Like, you're making yourself look weird. Man, I did have something last week, though, where, like, I don't know if I talked about this on the show, but I sent something, like, someone bought something off me, and I didn't have, like, the right size box for what they bought, so I ended up using, like, a U.S. Postal Service priority box when it wasn't a priority shipping. And when it got to the fucking buyer, the post office, like, charged them, like, $2.40 for, like, me using the other box. So I had to refund that person $2.40 because the post office charging them for me using the wrong box. I wasn't mad at the customer. I was just mad that the post office, like, was, like, petty enough to do that shit.
Yeah.
I know it's the rules, but, like, come on, dog.
Like, come on, put some respect on my name. Like, you don't gotta play me like this.
Yeah, it's like, I put it in a priority box. I didn't tell you to ship a priority.
You know what?
Excuse
I don't
me.
know. I haven't done a lot of shipping in my day, but they are really adamant about that. When you go in the post office, they be like, "Look, if you use that box, then I got to charge you X amount for whatever." So that is that's interesting that they. What you do? Just drop it off?
Yeah, so like because I package everything and I prepay here, all I do is I go to the post office and they have like a spot on the end of the counter where you just put the prepaid packages. So I always just go drop them off there.
Okay.
And I started like because I watch a lot of YouTube people to like get tips and tricks and shit. I
Yeah.
noticed some of the people who would drop shit off at the post office would use the giant IKEA bags
Yeah.
to like carry the packages in. Because before I was going and I was like making multiple trips from the car to the inside, carrying shit by hand. And it was like in my mind, I was like, "There's got to be a better way." And then I remembered like the YouTube videos. So I was like, "Oh fuck, I got some IKEA bags at home from when we went." So I started using that rainbow IKEA bag that I bought when we went. That was on sale, and it just so happens that like I haven't confirmed this with this person, but I'm fairly certain there is a young gay black man working at my post office now. And so like when I went in last Thursday or Friday or something like that. I legitimately had like 13 packages I had to drop off. So I had to make 3 trips because not everything could fit in the IKEA bag. And then one of the boxes was like really heavy. It was my Power Rangers toys from when I was a kid, like all of them. So the box was like 16 pounds. So I had to make 3 trips. And so like I went in with like the 2 loose boxes, then I went in with the IKEA bag, and then I went with the Power Rangers box. But it was funny because like I took the first 2 boxes in, I set them down on the counter, and he's like, "Oh, thank you, have a great day." And I was like, "Oh, I ain't done yet. I got 2 more trips." He's like, "Really?" And then I come in with the rainbow IKEA bag, and he just sees me pulling shit out of it like I'm Santa Claus. It's just box after box after box. And then he goes, "You really have one more trip?" And I'm like, "Oh, yeah, I got one more box, but it's the heavy box." So I go out and I bring it in or whatever. And I felt like he saw my bag the first time I came in, because the first time I came in when he was there, he wasn't near the area while I was dropping the packages off. And so I think he saw the bag and was like, "All right." And then this other time he was like sitting there playing on his phone. It was funny because like there's been times where I go in the post office and it's busy as fuck in there. Especially around the beginning of the month when all the grandmas and everything are in there's like mailing off their electric bills and shit. I know that sounds like judgmental or whatever, but it's the truth, man. It's like the old biddies be in there around the first week of that month getting them utility bills in. But when I went in there last week, there were like 3 black women who were just sitting around or standing around in a circle talking to each other at the far end of the counter. The young, presumably gay black man was sitting at the drop-off spot playing on his phone. Like, they were dead in there. And but it was like the first time I went in there with the bag, he had been helping customers at the other end of the counter, and I think he saw the bag and kind of felt like, "Oh man, someday I want to talk to this guy to see what's up with that bag." And I feel like he's working up to it, but he hasn't gotten there yet.
Yeah.
But when I went in last week, that was the first time he and I had spoke. So I feel like because I have to go tomorrow and drop some stuff off, and so if he's there, I feel like he might be trying to spark up like a customer postal service employee conversation.
Big. I used my rainbow bag at the beach couple I don't know, a week or so back, and as we're leaving, I'm like Vanessa and I had Lee and one of Lee's friends. They were just all getting changed or whatever. So I'm like, well, I'm gonna go take all this shit to the car, and I walk past these people sitting on this little boardwalk, and I got the stankiest of stank eyes when they saw my big old rainbow bag, and I was like, really, in 2022? Fair enough, I guess. That salty, that man just salty bitch. Because I just was like, I guess, champ, you want to be angry about a bag, literally just a bag. That's all it is. And what you seem to associate it with,
Yeah.
then,
Isn't it amazing how the rainbow has become this symbol? Like growing up as a kid, rainbows were just like artsy things that were on art supplies and stickers and shit. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm admittedly not fully aware of the quote unquote gay movement and it's symbolism and power in the 90s. I was too young to be even fully aware of anything that was going on with that.
Yeah.
But now in 2022, I'm fully aware that anytime someone sees anything with a fucking rainbow pattern on it, they immediately think like gay pride or anything or something of that nature. But even if it doesn't relate to that at all, I'm sure these bags did because we bought them on sale in like fucking August, like a month after Gay Pride Month.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, that's not like why I'm using the bag per se. It's just got a fucking rainbow pattern on it. I need the bag to carry the boxes.
Exactly.
If it makes you feel comfortable, like you think I'm like out here outlying for you, more power to you. If it makes you angry because you think I'm out here, supporting gay people or whatever, that's your prerogative to hate me. Like, I'm not going around trying to diminish any group. Whatever, live your life.
Breezy.
I'm just trying to drop packages off.
I'm just here so I don't get fired. My mother wants you to advise her on eBay, and I don't know if you got that message the other day.
I figured it was easier if I talked to you, like talk rather than try and text you.
So, one, that means my mom a regular listener to the show, which makes me chuckle. But also that she like, Box know what he's talking about. I'll holler my baby boy, and we'll get some info from him. I'm like, fair enough, lady. I will let you know. Gabriel, for the first time in a very long time, man. What's cracking, baby?
Oh shit! Well, I don't want to spoil on the road. Got the new RV. Still kind of settling in.
Yeah, here's the deal. On the road at this point, because at this point they are their own little world. Patrons get it every now and again. If you manage to get a shorty one in, let's say around 15, that's when you, the listener, get it. So what you are doing is basically giving me right now some advertising for this for our Patreon of what you could be getting if you put in on this and got more on the roads for my man, the real ODP. So right now we're getting basically a little preview of the action that you could be getting every month.
Yeah, we talked about what we did in South Dakota and the shit that went down. I won't get into it here because you ain't getting it for free. And we did some stuff in Yellowstone, which may or may not be dangerous to our to us all. But
yeah, what are you gonna do? You know what I'm saying?
It's beautiful. Well, I'll say that much. But basically, went shopping the night with the kids. That's why I was late, because we're at Walmart and kids were just wowing. I don't know why. I guess they were kind of pent up all day, and they got out in public and acting crazy. My littlest was like, wanted these unicorn cookies. They're just like basically animal crackers with cream on them, or frosted.
Yeah, the frosted animal crackers, but there's the mystical ones, the purple and white joints.
Yeah, I didn't like her attitude, so I put them back. But she still thinks we got them, so she's in for. Unless she forgets, I'm counting on her forgetting. But unless she forgets, she's going to be very disappointed tomorrow.
Lessons must be taught sometimes, so that's just what it is. So
she's gonna cry.
You can do about that. Oh my god,
girl!
A skunk definitely has just come by my outside air conditioning unit, and it is burning my eyes right now because it's right. It's the air conditioner is like basically right there. The central air compressor is right there outside.
It must be tonight because I have the back window open over here.
Yeah.
And skunks is one of my asthma triggers. It is terrible right now.
Yeah. Like I said, my eyes is burning.
Fuck skunks.
Man, I haven't seen a skunk in my yard in a while, but I've had some fucking dragonflies fucking around in my front yard. So I work downstairs every day. My buddy's upstairs. For some reason, he likes being fucking hot. He says he opens his bedroom window for his cats to get fresh air or whatever, but I know he likes it too. And then he likes having sunlight come in, and so He pulls all the blinds up and everything. So like, basically, if you walk past my house, you could see everything I fucking own from the street during the day. I don't recommend it, but if you found out where I live, you could. But anyway, so I went up there yesterday after work, and like we're hanging out in the living room, and I'm looking out the window, and there's like 3 dragonflies just doing circle laps in my front yard. Like, it's like they were chasing each other or some shit. And I'm like, I don't understand the behavior pattern of dragonflies, but I wish they would go to someone else's yard because it's freaking me out.
Was it whimsical?
It was off-putting. Like what was the end game? You know?
A good time had by the dragonflies, man.
I hope that was consensual.
I had never seen a real life dragonfly until like I was in Arkansas.
Yeah.
And then like strangely enough, when I came back to Cleveland, that's when I started seeing dragonflies. I was like, did we bring them up here? I had never seen them up here before.
My backyard was full of bees today. Like,
nice.
I don't know if you guys remember my backyard, but there was like the one bush thing that looked like a big asparagus. So we had hacked that shit up a couple years ago thinking it was going to die. And then
It's
like
perennial.
plant life came back, but like it didn't come back in the same form. Like the asparagus-ness of it vanished, and now it's like a flower bush.
So that is a yucca, and the only way to get them out is to truly dig them up from the root. I had one in my front yard, and it had to get dug all the way up to be taken care of. They are, like Ant said, are perennial. They come back, and they come back with force, and their asparagosity will come back eventually. Because that's what the flowering does. The flowering is bees and pollinating and all that good shit. So
yes, so it's like the flowers are in full bloom on it right now, and like where my buddy's room's at is right in front of that thing. So when I was up there talking to him this morning about something, I was looking out the window because the cat was in the window, and past the cat, I could just see all the little bumblebees going into the flowers, getting the pollen. And I was like, you know what, fuck it, man. My backyard is like doing this part of nature, like. Get your pollen on, Bumble.
There you go. That's what's up. Yeah. So, I'm sorry, Gabe. I know you've come across moose while out and about, bison while out and about, prairie dog. Did I remember seeing that or reading about that somewhere?
Oh yeah, we did see the prairie dogs. Yeah.
Yeah. So you have
to
really
mention that on the road.
You have really gotten to see some of the larger mammals of this continent, and I think that's fucking trippy as fuck, but also a very, very dope vibe. What I guess your oldest daughter is super, super, super into animals, so like
Yes.
This must just be amazing for her, you know?
Oh, she's excited. She schools me on shit. Like I thought, like I was like, well, we're gonna go see some American porcupine. Like I don't want them shooting quills at me. It's like, Dad. She gets angry. She can't just be normal. Like, no, Dad, that's not right. She's like, Dad, American porcupines don't shoot quills at you. Like, why are you angry with me, daughter?
Are you sure that your daughter's not watching my eBay listings?
I'm not sure why.
Never mind. I can already see T in his mind. It goes, I'm cutting this part out.
Oh my god. Anywho, where could that attitude or tone come from? Where but her father, and directly from her father? Because
you don't have to get mad at me. I was wrong about porcupines. I thought they shot quills at you.
You're a Twitter user, and your daughter's a Twitter user, and she's twittering you.
You know, I haven't been on Twitter for a long time. I thought if I get to a better place, I can get back on. But my family seems to like me off Twitter, so I don't know when my return will ever be.
Yeah, like I said, if you could, I was on my walk today, and you know what popped into mind was literally conservative Fat Albert and how hilarious that was and could be, but it's like, but then conservatives have gotten so batshit that it becomes less fun, Yeah, and so I was like, you can't really have conservative Fat Hour in this day and age because
I forgot.
all it's gonna do is all it's gonna do is attract the wrong crowd.
I got some unironic likes from that.
Yeah. So I was like, that ain't
Yeah,
gonna
go
work.
conservative Fat Albert. You tell them.
I don't know if you guys have reported any tweets lately, but I reported one today, and the fucking reporting process is way more elaborate than it was the last time I reported a tweet.
Oh
I
wow!
They were
never
asking me all
reported
kinds of
anything
questions
before.
about like protected races and all kinds of shit like that.
What you have to report?
So there was a tweet that I saw this morning that was a Baltimore Ravens fan that was offering a bounty to people to physically snatch the Deshaun Watson jerseys off of people they saw wearing them. And
Yeah,
they
you
were
gotta
offering,
report that shit.
yeah, and they were offering more money if the jersey came with blood on it. And I was like, this is how fucking people get killed.
Yeah,
I'm like, you're out here inciting people to attack people for wearing a jersey. Like, yeah, you might not be happy about it, but that doesn't mean you get to go assaulting people.
yeah. Good lord.
So I'm,
Well, yeah.
I'm fully expecting Twitter to come back and tell me that the person did nothing wrong, because that's happened every fucking time I've ever reported anything on Twitter or Instagram. They always go, seems okay to me. I'm like, all right, cool. So this person's just talking about murdering people, and that's all gravy. All right, cool. Good at it.
Yeah, so my Twitter reporting is almost always just racism, blatant racism, and they're very good about. Oh no, yeah, we got that. I'm like, oh well, good, thank you. So,
Yeah, like normally I would let stupid shit go, but like this was like there's gonna be some fucking moron that sees that and they're gonna be like, I gotta, serve justice and protect
Yeah.
these women and how dare you? And then there's gonna be somebody that does something. It's. I was like, I gotta do my part. Click, click.
Yeah.
Thoughts and prayers.
and it may not even be somebody else. Well, I must protect women. It might just be something like, well, fuck it. Let me see if I can get some money out of this. So
Yeah, also that guy's
Yeah.
not paying a fucking bounty, lying bastard.
Yeah, there's a
The only-
fucking like
He'll
account
give you
that
some-
had like no name. He wasn't even using his own profile picture.
Yeah.
Just trying to incite some shit, claim ignorance.
And on the real, probably just like some probably some from Russian bot farm because they constantly trying to sow discord on Twitter. So it's just what that is, man. You know what I'm saying? These it's wild out here right now. I tell you that shit.
I haven't been on. Is it still like are people still misusing woke and cancel and Karen?
Yeah, that's just what the world is at this point. That's not Twitter. That is the world. But you know what I have seen recently? People saying, bruh, I have no idea why you are abusing woke like this, but that's not what woke is. And I'm like, they're not going to learn the lesson, but I do appreciate you out here trying to teach it. So that's been something I've come across a couple of times. So I'm like, okay, I know.
I think
It's
I'm
funny.
just
Like, oh my god.
Gabe, you sound like the guy who's in his first year of college. Like, hey, you guys still have pizza at lunch? Y'all still got this Bambeck cheech in
I
there?
do find it funny the way he phrased it. Yeah, that's a pretty good analogy there, Ant. But
Yeah, like you ain't been going that long, old man.
I feel like I've reached
thought
that
that
part in my life where like I'm tired of like discussing. Like I want to try and phrase this in a way that like I'm trying to convey what I mean correctly.
You're sick of the fuck shit, and that's cool.
Yeah,
bro.
I'm tired of debating with people on the internet about life. If that makes sense.
And that's not what I literally just read somebody's tweet the other day and he's like, Twitter ain't for motherfucking discourse. That's not what this is. You put your shit out there, I put my shit out there, keep it motherfucking moving. If you like it, give me a heart, and if you don't, keep it motherfucking moving. It's a way easier way to live your life out here than this shit. I have many a time started typing some shit up and I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Like nothing will come of this. They're not gonna change their mind. I'm not gonna change my mind. We keep it motherfucking moving. So I do. I retweet shit that like I said. You know what I've been retweeting tonight? It's a meme structure that recently came about where it's a girl with her arm around a guy talking to him, and he got to look at his face like, "Come on!" And people keep writing in all caps, and it makes me laugh because everybody's just basically making these weird points with it, and that's the fun shit That's what I've been on right now, man. And like I said, Twitter for me has always been kind of my little good time spot, man, because I don't go to it for fights. I go to Twitter for getting entertainment news and talking to buddies. And sometimes I even, as of last week, I was like, I don't know if I'm really going to try to hustle the podcast on Twitter no more. It don't work like it used to. We can't game it like we used to. I'm not into a place where I'm trying to write up a unique tweet right now. So I'm just like, it's fine. The show will automatically tweet out when I put it up, but it might not have a nice. I should go pin that though. At least I can do that every week. I can go pin it to the new episodes. But I'm just like, it's cool, man. It's a vibe. Catch the vibe, and we keep it moving. You know, I'm not gonna be just getting myself all riled up or angry on anything. I've gotten my TikTok pretty much honed to a fine point, whereas I only see pretty much just cool shit, and I like that. So like I said, it's just, it's how he works, man.
Yeah, I really I think I sent you a TikTok thing earlier. It was like me pretending I'm working, but knowing I've been scrolling on TikTok all day.
It's lovely. Like I said,
I that I hate social media the more and more as I get older. Like I'm completely happy that I haven't posted on Facebook in almost 3 years now.
Yeah.
Like, it feels just like yesterday that I was on there every day posting stupid, pointless shit. And just one day I just stopped, and like I never regretted it. And like I posted an Instagram story yesterday, but that was more for trying to do a networking thing.
Yeah.
But like I haven't posted anything on Instagram since my cat passed away, and even before that I hadn't posted anything in a long time. Twitter, like I'll talk on there, but like it's mostly just jokes or like a minor venting of sort. Like Twitter for me, it's like old man yelling at the clouds. Like I'm gonna put something on there, knowing that no one will really say anything, but I'm okay with that because I got to get it out. Yeah. But it's usually sports rant. It's not usually like it's never political or anything like that. But I'm fine with that. Like I don't mind TikTok, but like I'm fine when you guys send me TikToks or whatever. But like I don't scroll on it anymore because that was like hours of my day that I found that I was investing on that.
I do have to break myself out of TikTok once I start going down the old rabbit hole. Like, all right, you got to stop. Put that phone down and don't open the fridge again. You just looked in that fridge. There ain't no snacks in there. Stop it.
TikTok's popularity and rise to fame, though, has really kind of like reinforced for me how fucking shitty I think the Facebook company or Meta is now, because everything they ever do is just somebody else's good idea. They had Facebook, which was just a better version of MySpace.
Correct.
But now all they do is just steal everyone else's idea and try to incorporate it into their shit. Like, oh, you like TikTok? Well, we got Reels now, so we're like TikTok, so just come over here. Oh, you like Snapchat with stories that disappear every 24 hours? We got stories. Come back over here. Like, just come up with your own shit. Be fucking Instagram. Stop trying to be everyone else that's better than you.
That's exactly why their whole situation is like just so whack. It's like your shit's tired.
Their company's gonna die. It's like you can only get by stealing everyone else's idea for so long before people just start outpacing you.
Yeah, and like I said, that will always end up being
like
what it comes down to for them.
I may be like an older man that like doesn't see the future and this, that, and the other. But like, I don't fuck with 3D like virtual reality shit like a lot of people might. Like, I'm not really into like the headset wearing video game playing bullshit. I don't want to have like my own little Sims house where like I spend money on virtual items that I'll never truly own ever. Like, no, like I'm not trying to play The Sims. Like,
yeah. Plus, that shit just look whack. It's like it's graphically whack. You feel me? like I'm not trying to fuck with the metaverse. The Meta's metaverse.
What are they called? The Wii people from the the sports?
The Mii's. It do look like whack ass Mii's.
Yeah, it looked like Mii's walking around like fucking Nikes and shit. Like I'm good, man. Like you can keep that shit.
Remember how adamant I was about not fuck with Bitmoji back in the day, and still to this day I don't fuck with Bitmoji. Mm-hmm. It's just that. That's all it is to me. I don't fuck with your shit, man. So I don't fuck with you.
I hated how like Bitmoji showed up one day, and then people were so enthralled with it. They were posting like 27 Bitmoji posts a day. Like,
yeah,
it was too much.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Gabriel, it is simply a delight to have you back in the building, man. And that's what's hot in the streets, man. Thank you for that. Thank you for being here. I told you earlier, my kid got their first boy haircut. They started school this week, yeah, like Ant said, getting up early, packing lunch, and all that shit is kicking my goddamn teeth in. But that's about all that's really been going on in my world, and so no, there's no need for me to keep it moving. So let's just slide on down to Reddit and visit the subreddit "Am I the Asshole?" because it's delightful and it's a good portion of this show every damn week, and people seem to really enjoy what we do with it. Yesterday, I watch a YouTube channel called the Try Channel. It's Irish people trying different things. And what the fuck were they doing yesterday? Reading "Am I the Assholes?" And I just had to. I both shook my head and laughed because I'm just like, niggas being biting my style. You know what I'm saying? So I just have to allow for it and we keep it motherfucking moving. But hey, first one up. Am I the asshole for refusing to pay rent toward my boyfriend's mortgage if I move in with him? As it turns out, one, that was a banger. And anyway, well, we'll let you listen to it. We'll keep motherfucking moving. Uh, fucking, ugh. Just saying that shit out loud again got me all mad a second time. Fuck. Am I the asshole for refusing to pay rent toward my boyfriend's mortgage if I move in with him? My boyfriend, 33 male, and I, 29 female, have been dating for 3 years. He owns a house and lives there by himself. I live in an apartment by myself. We've talked about moving in together as that's the logical next step in our relationship, and we both want to do it. But I have some hangups related to moving into a house that I don't have any stakes in. I am refusing to pay any money that would go directly toward his mortgage. I don't have any stake in the house. Why would I contribute to his mortgage payments? I'm okay with helping with utilities, groceries, household items, etc. But paying his mortgage is a hard no for me. I just don't think it makes any sense for me to pay toward his mortgage when I would get nothing from that if we were to break up. His argument is that I would essentially be living with him for free, as it would cause it would cause an uneven dynamic in our payments toward shared living expenses, which I kind of get. But at the same time, he's the one benefiting from paying down the mortgage and gaining equity, not me. He also argued that his mortgage is pretty much exactly what I pay in rent. So by cutting that in half, I am saving a lot of money on living costs compared to living on my own. Which, yeah, that's nice too. But legally, it's still not my house. I told him the only way I would pay money for rent is if he signs a contract with me stating that any money I pay toward his mortgage will be paid back to me by him in the event that we break up. It would also allow me protection from eviction and other basic tenants' rights, similar to a rental agreement. He's refusing to sign anything like that because, in his words, I could break up with him for no reason and then take him to court for thousands of dollars. Which I suppose is true, but I wouldn't just break up with him for no reason. The whole situation is driving a wedge between us, and he's pissed at me for being so difficult, when all he thinks he is asking is that we split living expenses 50-50 if we're living together. To me, it's not that simple when he's the one owning the house we would live in. If I were on the title, it would be a different story. But he's not willing to put me on the title because he's lived there for nearly 7 years already. My lease at my apartment is up in 2 months, and I know I need to make the decision sooner than later. It doesn't help that my landlord is going to increase my rent, and similar apartments in our area are going for even more than I'm currently paying. But I just don't feel right contributing money toward his mortgage. I also know that if I renew my lease, it's pretty much a dagger to our relationship, which I don't want because I do love him and see a future with him.
I'm so angry by this. I can't wait until you're done. I'm gonna.
I just want to make sure I'm protected. I can tell my boyfriend's patience on this is wearing thin, and he's upset with me for digging my heels in on this. But for me, this is about protecting myself for the worst case scenario while he's not risking really anything. Also, they didn't ask if they are the asshole, which has proven multiple times over that they are the asshole when they don't ask the question because you simply are. You're just a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
But Daniel, go off, King.
You're literally the biggest asshole of all time. I know it's an exaggeration, but like, you're literally not benefiting at all from paying rent now. it changes your dynamic in no way, shape, or form to split the mortgage with your boyfriend who you say you love and want to build a future with. If anything, you're just committing to the foundation of your relationship going forward. You are trying to extort this man and then make him feel guilty about it. And like, I don't understand how someone could be so like dense. Like, are you in a business relationship or a loving relationship? Like, what is this to you? Like, the money that you're paying in rent now, it's the same fucking thing. So it shouldn't matter that if your name is on the title or not. And if you get married, guess what? You'll have spousal rights depending on the state, and you'll own half the house. So it won't fucking matter. And then if you do break up and you don't get any money back, well, guess what? If you got kicked out or evicted out of your apartment, you wouldn't get any money back then either.
You explained that so well. You even took me off of my thoughts. So, bravo.
What was you thinking?
I was kind of thinking like, I didn't think she was the asshole. I thought she was just like, maybe she just had some previous shit in her past that made her feel like that, and she was trying to protect herself. But Dan made some damn fine points. So there you go.
It's relatively easy. Right now, you're paying rent, and it's not getting you nowhere either. So this is just you paying rent somewhere else and not getting nowhere either. You're just hating on a different landlord at that point. And at this point, it's supposed to be somebody.
That's the thing, though. Like
in this case, you're supposed to love him, and, you know what I'm saying, and be with him. So, I can't call it.
I just kind of felt like a little bit. She's kind of, if she decides to move in, I get the thing about like this was his before. She doesn't have any emotional attachment to it like he does and stuff like that. She's pretty much moving in
That's
there.
An area I can agree with you on. Is the only caveat I will give to what I said was I can understand if she's apprehensive about not feeling connected to the house like he is because he's owned it for 7 years before they ever met.
Yeah,
I can understand that point, but at some point you either got to move past it or move on. You can't like let it like sour the whole thing with this little petty bullshit that like you're pulling here.
Yeah.
Well, as always, we got a few going. Go on, please.
No, I was just saying like, yeah, you won me over already. You had me at hello already. Wait, like you explained that shit good as fuck.
Well, we had a couple of glow in the dark comments. Let's get to those. This is Salmonberry Creek. I don't know why I just pronounced that salmon. I never pronounced that shit like that. Salmonberry Creek. His title was Colorectal Surgeon with 47 comments in this particular subreddit. And he says, you clearly don't have a problem paying your landlord's mortgage and you have no stake in that. How is this any different? You live there. You can help pay for the expenses. You're the asshole. That was got some going on, but as you scroll down, there's more. There are at least another one. This is from Okie Dokie 234, who is simply listed as a participant as he only has this one comment, or she. My apologies. There is one difference. Her landlord can't break up with her and leave her homeless without following the legal eviction process, which seems to be one of her concerns. But the answer to that isn't don't pay rent. It's put it in writing, become a legal tenant. And sure, I can sign off on you becoming a tenant, but I cannot sign off you on not paying for this damn, not living there for free. I just simply can't. And so, yes, you are the asshole, and just a kind of a jerk. Wait a minute. Then another glowing dark comment as we scroll down. You're the asshole for posting about this a second time under a new username and not accepting your first asshole judgment. So apparently everybody thinks this person's an asshole and they went and posted a second time. And on the second time, let's click and go slide through on that.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same thing. And everybody calling him an asshole over there too. So I will save that second one just so we have both links in our show notes. Oh my goodness, man, that headline really did give it away. That I just chose that one based on the title, and I feel like it paid off. Am I the asshole for kicking my friend out when she went berserk after finding out about my career. Throwaway account because I don't want this linked to my other accounts. Trish and I, both female 32, met in college and quickly became best friends. However, after graduation, we slowly drifted away. I hadn't seen her in 5 years. We talk every month. She was going to be in my city for a few days and offered to meet up. I was thrilled when she asked if she could sleep at my house. I agreed. I was thrilled, and when she asked to sleep at my house, I agreed. There we go. Trisha knows that I always dreamt of becoming a writer, and she knew that it's how I earned my living. I self-published several romance novels under a pen name, and have been making money that way. But a while ago, I scored a contract with a big publisher, and while not crazy successful, my book was still successful enough that they were happy to publish my second book, which I'm currently working on. Again, all this published under a pen name, so Trisha didn't know what book I published. My current work in progress has a lot of occult stuff in it, and I've done a lot of research and have binders with notes spread around my house whenever I'm working, but before Trisha's visit, I put them away neatly in my office. Once Trisha arrived, I realized that we weren't the same people we were in college, and that we've changed so much that I doubt we would even call each other friends anymore. We barely had anything to talk about, and it was awkward, but it was only for a few days. In one evening, she managed to belittle my career. She kept asking when I would when I would get a big girl's job, and that it was time to grow up and stop pretending. She implied that because I wrote under a pen name, that I must be lying and probably work at McDonald's. I tried to explain, but eventually let it go and ignored her tirade. She came over on Friday. On Saturday morning, I woke up to some shouting and throwing stuff around. I jumped out of my bed and ran to my office, who seemed to be the source of the noise. That was a weird sentence. I found Trisha, and this person is a writer. Anyway, I found Trisha in my office, screaming. She accused me of being possessed. Told me that she knew I had demon stuff in my house, she would have never set foot in my house. I tried to calm her down, but she ignored me. She went snooping in my office to prove that I was lying, and that when she found my notes for my current work in progress, she also found notes I used for one of my steamy romance books, which include some explicit photos. She was absolutely furious about everything, screaming her head off. I kicked her out. I told her to get her things and leave. Surprisingly, she complied. However, today I got a call from her husband, whom I've only ever met once, who started screaming at me for kicking his wife out. Apparently, she had to stay in a hotel which they couldn't afford, and she called me all sorts of names before I hang up.
Sounds like she needs to get a big girl job.
I feel bad for kicking her out without checking if she had anywhere to stay. It was daytime, but still, something could have happened to her, and I did say she could have stayed. She could have stayed in my house. Was I really the asshole for kicking her out?
I mean, this person sounds rude as fuck.
Oh, he said what he could say at the time he could say it. His family's home, and they are going. Yeah.
For a second, this story, I'm pretty sure this is Gabe's throwaway.
Oh yeah, he do write the little romance tales, don't he? Word life.
Yeah, someone visit the trailer from out of town. Like, man, it's how you get a big boy job. He changes gender and throws off the set.
Don't be you know what I'm saying? Hey. Oh my gosh. No, you're not an asshole for kicking this person out. They was wilding, and as it turns out, you guys don't have a relationship that works anymore. And then her husband, I gotta tell you, like when people who ain't the person call you yelling, no, that shit's strange. That'd be me calling that's me calling Aunt's lady and yelling at her because what? Because Aunt didn't take the cookies home or did take the cookies home. That's strange and weird. And why would you do that? Why would I holler directly at the person? That's I don't know, man. And who knows? Maybe that's their relationship and they vibe like that, but I don't fuck with it. So no, you're not an asshole.
Am I weird that like I don't call people to like yell at them or like argue with people or whatever? Like, am I just like too laid back? I'm like, am I supposed to be fighting with people?
No, because that shit is weird. You're doing what you're supposed to do, and that is not doing that.
Especially over some shit that's like, what fuck business is it of yours would I write about?
Yeah.
You're
I make this
possessed by
motherfucker.
demons.
Yeah, like, yeah, you know what I'm possessed by? This money, bitch, because I'm out here writing.
When we first were setting up the story, I thought for sure that this person was going to have an OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's what I was
hey,
thinking too.
right on. Let's get in the comments here. This is Obsidian Winter, whose title is "Asshole Enthusiast" because he has 5 comments on this subreddit. Not the asshole. She snooped through your stuff because she wanted to humiliate you. She freaked out when she didn't like what she found. She damaged your property. She became verbally abusive when confronted, and when she had to deal with the consequences of those actions, she blamed you and told her husband things to get him to blame you too.
I
Well
bet you she
said.
was
Yeah.
trying to.
I'm sorry. What was that?
I bet you she was trying to steal from her because, like, if she didn't have money for a hotel, like maybe she was looking for some valuables to 5-finger discount. Why else would you be going for people's personal shit?
Well, the ladies in her mind thought she was trying to go through it to find proof that she was lying about being a writer, and so instead, what she found is proof that she is a writer, and
Like,
you're a dumbass.
see, that's the thing. Like, who would care enough to do investigative work? Like, if you don't trust that your friend is what they say they are, then, like, are they really your friend? Like, who needs to make that shit up? You know?
Fair.
So it's like, that's why I'm just like, were you really looking for to see if she was a writer? Or were you, like, in here looking for, like, her gold bracelet?
Oh, so and you're not the asshole, and your friend's an asshole on 2 levels because they was probably trying to steal from your ass. Fuck them. This one I pulled specifically for because Gabe was going to be on. I knew Gabe was going to be on the show, or at least anticipated Gabe being on the show this week, and
Let's see if I can comment.
we'll go from there. Am I the asshole for not changing my daughter's rules on a family holiday to suit the other child? I'm currently on holiday with my father, stepmom, 3 brothers, and my 6-year-old daughter.
So
My
the
young
British.
Yes, my youngest brother is 8. The others are adults. I'm a single mom, and we live quite far away from them, so we don't see them that often. I wouldn't say I have a particular parent style, as it's just me and her. I'd say it's possibly a mix between gentle and child led, but I'm a young mom. She was born when I was 17. And so the only friends of mine who have kids are babies, so I don't really have much to compare with. I'm aware I could possibly be too relaxed with her in compared to other parents, but she's a very well behaved, kind, and confident kid. So I like to think whatever I'm doing is working. But like I said, I don't have much to compare it to, so I could be wrong. In comparison to my father and stepmom's parenting, it appears very relaxed. I give my daughter the choice on what she wants to do every day, using when she's in the kids club to do what I want to do. I let her choose her meals from the buffet, though insist on her at least a certain amount of salad as we're on holiday. No, forgive me. As we're on holiday, I've increased her bedtime by an hour, so she can go to the kids' disco every evening. I thought all I thought all of this was pretty reasonable, but my dad and stepmom asked me to change my rules on the morning of day 3 of the holiday. Their reasoning for this is that their son is jealous that he couldn't have pizza for dinner, doesn't get to go to the disco in the evening, and didn't get to go to the beach because they wanted to go to the markets. I told him that he's always welcome to come and do what me and my daughter are doing if they want to enjoy the holiday and do different, less child oriented things. And they said that wasn't the point. I outright refused to change the boundaries and choices I've outlined for my daughter. And I told them that if it didn't feel fair to me to start eliminating my daughter's holiday when she had no problems herself so far, it felt a little like punishing her for no reason. They got really upset and said I was being unfair to my brother, and he was upset. I apologized and told them I regret us not having the thought to discuss things like this before, but told him I wasn't going to change my daughter's days. They're obviously angry and walked away and texted to say they were going to start sitting at separate tables for meals and are obviously avoiding us throughout the day. One of my brothers has sided with me and hangs out with us, and the other with them. They both want the other to apologize so we can start hanging out together. Though I want this, I really don't want to start limiting my daughter's freedom. My brother told me my stepmom had called me a bitch over dinner
Ooh.
for not budging and ruining the holiday for everyone. Am I the asshole? Edit. All of us pay for the holiday. My father and stepmom paid more as it's a price per person, and including my youngest brother, there's three of them. They also paid for one of my older brothers. I paid for myself and my daughter and one of my brothers, the one who sided with me. They're both students, so couldn't afford the price on their own. And we all wanted to go on holiday together, but my dad and stepmom couldn't afford both. I'm sure somebody was like, who paid for this trip? Because whoever paid for it is the rule maker. But that's not the case, in my opinion. No, you're not the asshole. Your stepmom's an asshole. But that seems to be what this seems to be in this particular bracket of the internet.
Isn't it amazing how like some people, rather than just like sitting their kid down and being like, "Look, sometimes life ain't fair, but this is your situation. You have to learn to accept it." They won't do that. They'll go to somebody else and be like, "Look, we made a decision for our child, so you need to change your situation to our benefit because we don't have the gall to tell our kid this is life. You know, we want you to fix what you're doing to suit our needs rather than us handling our own situation."
Yeah.
it,
Like,
it's it, it's wild to even ask somebody to do that.
yeah, I remember we went to Universal Studios with another not I'm not saying necessarily another family, but like my partner's family, and like they had a son. I guess he's like a year younger than Anthony, but like a year older than Emery. So it's like
Mhm.
so when they came in the door, like it was like a hotel with two suites, like in one.
Yeah,
Or, no, that's not a hotel. It's a fucking. It's called a fucking suite. So
yeah.
we had one side, they had another. But like homeboy came in like on 10, like the first night, like coming in, staying up late, doing whatever he do. But our side of the suite, we didn't do none of that shit. It's like it's already hard enough, like when you trying to vacation with somebody else, but like don't try to bring your rules over here. We don't eat the same kind of foods. We're more of a juice family. They were a drink family.
Yeah.
Our kids still like had their bedtime scheduled, and he was up with the 16 and 17-year-olds every night. Like we just don't get down like that, and one of the reasons, you don't vacation with other people.
I do get a lot of so and so gets to do this. My easy answer all the time is I'm not so and so's dad.
Yeah, it's real talk, man.
Oh shit! Yeah, I was telling my son this like just last night. I'm like, the quickest way for you to lose a conversation with me is tell me what somebody else did or what somebody else is doing.
Mm-hmm. Like, because that's not how this gets down. This operation don't run like that.
It even
So
happens sometimes too with siblings. I remember like, being in high school and living in my dad's house. I'm older than my siblings, obviously, because I'm the oldest out of everybody. And I remember like my little brother getting like upset that like he had a bedtime and I didn't, and they had to like sit him down and be like, look, he's older. Like, when he was younger he had a bedtime like you do, but like
That
he's
wasn't
moved
true.
past that. And at some point, you'll move past it too. But for now, like, you just gotta suck it up and go to bed.
yeah, this is what it is. So that's what's up with that. I don't see any glow in the dark comments, but everybody seems to say, this woman is not the asshole because her family on some fuckery most files. So we keep it motherfucking moving there. But that was your Emma the assholes for the week. Uh, in the realm of entertainment,
Oh,
Fortnite has a Dragon Ball Z thing going right now that is a delight.
Probably because the new movie came out. I'm
Yeah,
actually going to see it tomorrow.
It certainly is part of the new movement. You can also watch some episodes of Dragon Ball Z in the theater in Fortnite. The drive-in and Fortnite. But like I said, it's just been real fun to watch people play it. Xander got a victory royale, and he was like super hyped about it. He goes, "This motherfucker trying to kami yami yami me, dad." And I ran it with that wicked shotgun because there's a shotgun in this game. It's just too OP. It's just so good. And he go, I ran up on him when he charging that shit up and just rock, rock, rock. And I'm like, that's what's up, man. I love that somebody tried to get you with the kami yami. What is it? Kami yami? What is that shit, Box?
Kamehameha.
Kamehameha. I tried to get him with that shit, but it charges it, so it's like basically a charge weapon. So you're sitting there and you'll hear it and be like, amen, amen. But during that time, you are basically just vulnerable unless you click off of it. And motherfuckers wanting to get that win with that, and you charging up versus this shotgun, well, you're going to take that L, champ. So that's exactly what's been going on. But just a good time to be had if you fucking Fortnite or if you fucking Dragon Ball Z and think you like to get down with the get down, I would tell you to give that a go. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I just sat and ended up, again, because I basically started when my internet was down, just basically started hitting up all my various DVDs and Blu-rays. And I was like, I own that on 4K. I hadn't watched it for a while. Let me sit and watch that movie. That movie is still to this day a delight. And I'm salty that the sequel that was supposed to drop this year got pushed. But sooner than later, I'll get the sequel to that. Crazy Stupid Love, Steve Carell movie. Steve Carell and what's my man? Ryan Gosling and what's her face? From
Emma
La La
Stone.
Land as well. Emma Stone was in that movie, and somebody, Straw Hat Goofy, if you follow him on TikTok, guy talks about movies, had mentioned the scene in the last scene, one of the later scenes of that movie, where basically everything comes to a culmination or a fight. And I was like, God, I hadn't seen that movie forever, so I ended up watching that because it's on Netflix right now, and it's just a delight. Crazy Stupid Love is a very fun movie. Marissa Tomei's in there, and lots of great actors, and it ends being a real good story. And I found it interesting. I was like, oh shit, Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone, start together in La La Land years later. So how funny that they, got cast in another movie together. I finished the season 3 of For All Mankind. It ended on it ended on a banger. I was very, very impressed by how that episode ended. So big up to For All Mankind. You should really be watching that. That's on Apple TV Plus. Sandman on Netflix. I've never read the comic book, so I cannot speak from any kind of comic in that regard. But as a show on Netflix, it is really, really, really good. And I would tell you to give that show a watch. And as just a show watcher, I have no idea. Like I said, I've never read the book, so I can't say, it matches the books perfectly. But it is very enjoyable as a TV show. So I would tell you to give Sandman a go. I think we're through 6 episodes currently. And so very good. Worth your time. That's me. What about y'all?
I watched She-Hulk today.
I saw. I have not. So, I've been told they all will have a post-credits episode of, post-credit scene. So I know I need to watch it and hang around after, which I do for basically all Marvel properties. So that's okay.
I could tell that there was going to be a post credit because, when Disney, when their shows air, the ones that don't have a post credit, they immediately cut to the small box with the promo for something else to watch. This one didn't. So I was like, oh, there must be a post credit. Let me pay attention.
Yeah. So I'm excited about that. Maybe we can talk about that one next week, and I will try to then stay on it going forward. So I'm hyped about that. Anything else? You play anything? Watch anything?
I've played some Call of Duty.
Okay.
Watching has just been normal wrestling. Watching people play on Twitch. I haven't dived into anything else.
You going to the AEW show next week?
No, I
okay.
I might be having a steak dinner with some friends, but
okay.
No, I'm not going to the show.
Okay. Yeah, so everybody's like, Cleveland gonna get a real great show, and I'm like, I think Box might have bought tickets to that, but I was uncertain.
It's gonna be a great show, but no, I'm not going.
Very good, very good. And what you been on?
All right, so I did a lot of entertainment things this week. I went to go see David Bory live at Hilarities.
I don't know his work.
But he's a comedian.
Yeah.
If you still listen to My Mama Told Me, you would know he's the co-host on that show.
I listened to that one episode you told me to listen to, and I have not gone for it. So, you know.
Yeah, so I seen him live, and also that night I went to go see Nope. It was okay.
Yeah.
I started watching The League of Their Own, but I stopped watching it because it was just some scenes that bothered me, so I just had to give it a rest.
Okay, and that's okay.
I finished the latest season of P Valley. Then it's this app called Canopy,
Yeah,
which
but you
is
get it from the library. It's basically a video Libby, right?
yes.
Yeah.
I watched Boy and The Hunt for Wilder People since it was on there, and I'm like, I love TT Watiti, so I
Yeah.
got that. I watched that. And I also like lunch was saying I watched She-Hulk today. So
Okay.
and I've been still been playing Streets of Rage 4.
Excellent. Excellent.
I bought a new TV for the basement down here because I think the deal was if you buy I think the TV was like $200 and then you got a $90 gift card along with like a Google what's those little Google a Google Dot or something like that, like 3 months of Apple TV. It was like they gave you like 6 different things for it, and it was only for like that day at
Okay.
Best Buy. So I was like, like
Too good a deal to pass up on at that point.
yeah. So I was like, I might as well get it. And man, the TV's okay. It's an Insignia TV. That
Yeah.
shit is mad laggy though.
Really? Oh, for video games?
No, like so if you're you're going to do something else, that bitch just think too much.
Okay. Well, hey, that's just like your little office area kind of TV, right?
Um, well, no, that's the boys' TV over there. Like that's the basement TV.
Okay. Okay.
So my office TV is a Roku TV, and that one is a Amazon TV.
Okay. Okay. All right. Uh, Gabriel had to leave for a hot second, so we'll assume he's just being entertained by the northwest of the country, and we keep motherfucking moving.
By smelly people.
As you can see, it's still a bit it's very challenging for Gabriel to be on mic, but it's certainly good to have him here. Okay, yeah, you pop back. All right, can you quickly tell us what you've been doing in the realm of entertainment this week besides hanging out in the northwest of this great nation?
Nothing. I haven't watched anything. Watched Monster Inc. today, but I didn't really watch it. It was just on in the background as I was working. So you got to get the spray bottle and spray them. Shut up. See, this is the madness I'm dealing with right now. These dogs are going crazy. These kids are going crazy.
I literally just said that is still a challenge for you to record. So
I thought you was supposed to put your finger in their butt.
The dog?
Yeah.
Wow. There you go. We spray them down, but you know what it is. Please rate, review, subscribe, and share the show wherever possible.
What are you doing?
Subscribe on our various socials, you know what I'm saying? YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, Twitter, all that shit that I'm always trying to get you to be on. Again, as always, share. The most important thing about what I ask you to rate, review, subscribe, and share. Rating, great. Reviewing, great. But you telling the next man to listen to my show and then them telling the next man means the show can grow. And I fuck with that all the way up. If you want to support the show financially, got a few bucks to us away. Want to listen more of the real ODP in a much more serene environment. Usually him and the wife sitting in Cypher Divine together. It's a very fun, it's a very good situation. And you got a few bucks to us away. Join us over on Patreon. Remember, at the $5 and above tier, get extra content each month, including On the Road with the ODP, Real ODP. And early access to new shows. We hadn't made up a new show in a while, but we got some things to talk about anyway. We also have merch available over tpublic.com/user/Stay Crunchy Milk. All one word. They always got sales going on. You want to get a shirt, some joints, you know what I'm saying? It's going down. I was just talking to Ant the other day about some design ideas we got kicking around. So new designs to the shop, hopefully sooner than later. Feel free to give us a call. 216-264-6311. That's 216-264-6311. We would certainly love to hear from you. I am the Terror 713. I normally don't put myself first in this situation, but it's who I am, and the show is a little bit out of order and a little chaotic this week, and that's okay. That is Tatum 216.
Oh, I thought you were going to go out completely out of order.
Let's reverse that shit. That is Lunchbox 2099.
Nailed it.
I was hoping you had some more T-Swizzle to go out on.
That's just to give variety at the beginning of the show, because
it's all good. The spice of life, my guy.
That way we hit more genres, maybe get some more people that like might know one of the songs.
That song I spit this week, brand new, Black Thought, Danger Mouse. That is called Aquamarine. It's my favorite song on that album. Again, I'll have to talk to Anthony about that here shortly, but that show needs that album. I feel needs merits some discussion, so we'll get into that later. That's my man. So good to see you. I miss you so fucking much. It's ridiculous.
I miss you guys too.
That's the real ODP.
Yeah, I don't know when I'm coming back to Twitter, but I don't know if I'll ever come back to Twitter. I might. My daughter doesn't want me to.
I love that there's just a little head right here just peeking up over the...
I said you could go back if Elon Musk didn't make you, then buy it. But Mom wants you to stay off it forever.
And there you go. That's why you don't see the real ODP in these Twitter streets. But maybe someday. You know what I'm saying? If he has a better control of himself, you know what I'm saying, he's mastered his own high, then maybe he can be back in these Twitter streets. All right, let's try that again. What'd you say?
Damn, I forgot. I said, no, I did forget. I don't know if we're on YouTube still. I'm trying to keep these kids off the camera.
We're not.
We're not?
Oh, we're not live on YouTube right now, but I am considering putting this show up on YouTube because I wanted to have your return go up on the old YouTube channels.
So you blur out their faces?
Yeah, I don't know.
Where the hell are you? You just had 20 in your hand. What did you do?
As I stated before, I am the Nestero 713. You have just been podcast 2, and I know you loved it. Peace.
Or at least hopefully made it to the end.
Hey, what happened to you? You used to be beautiful.